hello. Welcome. Are we live? Can you all hear me out there?
I think so.
I dig it.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome to the Old Ways Twitch live play of the Shadowrun 5th Ed adventure Drake Revenge. I'm Lecco, and I have the absolute pleasure of serving as game master for our cast of delightful characters, for whom introductions are to follow, but not before extending our deepest gratitude to our listeners, viewers, and of course our cast, without whom this production wouldn't exist. So please tell us who you are, what to call you, and how you're going to celebrate surviving this encounter with ravenous feral ghouls, starting with the top right. That's you, Bunny.
I definitely toggled my mute the other way around. I was unmuted and then I pressed mute to talk and then I just said a whole bunch of words. So short version, hi, I'm a dork. Okay, more version. I'm also Bunny Hearted and or Millie. My pronouns are she, her, or they and them. Hi, it's good to see you. I'm a goober retro anime bunny girl villain. Don't worry about it. And I'm here playing Hollow Mercury, our sort of phasey thief with very few scruples and a heart of coal, whose mission is not to sit at the tippy top of the coolest and hottest fire, but to dig the deepest hole possible and rule from the bottom of it.
Awesome. And going clockwise from there.
This is Morgan and I play Cowboy. I'm an Old Ways member. Well, cast member. And member. Oh my god, I need so much more caffeine. So much more. And I'm playing a gunslinger, so hopefully I get to shoot a lot of shit tonight.
That sounds very
Also
likely.
didn't even answer your question.
That's totally
None of
fine.
us know what we're doing if we survive.
Oh,
None of us intend
I'm gonna
or
celebrate
expect
good-
to survive. I'm sorry.
You're fine.
I think Mercury would get a drink.
And following Cowboy.
Hi, I am Pesto Mystic, and I am playing Rusty, the allergenic rigger tonight. And if we totally survive, I think I'm gonna get surgery, but I also don't think that we're gonna survive. Well, at least me.
Some of us are just chum. And last but not least.
Yeah, hi, this is Mike, and I'll be playing Saint. Our pronouns are he, him. And when I survive the encounter, should karma bless me with that ability, I will, of course, hail to the king, as is only right.
Love it. And yes, you heard that right. Half a dozen ravenous, frothing, toothy, hissing ghouls emerge from the darkness behind the arena gates opposite you in the Caryards arena, which is basically a bloodstained pit of sand and shrapnel and wrecks and flame at the bottom of a 10-meter cage of stone and razor. While it might be in our nature to reflect on, like, you know, how we came to be here or what might inform our decisions, death is impatient. So I'm going to ask you to roll initiative.
Oh boy.
Got a 14.
It's been a couple of weeks. I might need a reminder of where that is on the sheet. Oh, there it is.
And if you could please report your result.
21.
12.
12.
14.
Mercury was on 12. Excellent. I'll roll for the ghouls. I almost hit a 4 there. You roll 4 dice for that. That'd be bad. All right. They will go on 8. So we're going to proceed from the top of the order. Now, to kind of give you an understanding as to what you're dealing with here, between you and the ghouls, which is a distance of about 30 meters across an oval, there are 4 ventilated barrel-sized pipes that are spitting fire like 3 meters up. And they're distributed throughout the pit. In the center, there is a burning pile of scrap more than a story high, with rows of like junk cars and buses and trucks blocking other paths between the 2 gates. What seems very obvious to you is that the ghouls seem intent on chasing you down and doing horrible things to you. What I'm going to tell you, because of the distance, it's not very far. Ghouls are very fast. They will be on you in moments. You can already see them from across the arena trying to single out the weakest and slowest of you and sizing you up. With kind of these blind, milk-white eyes leering at you. Saint, what would you like to do given your situation?
Well, if memory serves correctly, I had the max power out and then the katana.
Yes, that sounds right.
So I was prepared. And so while none of them are in melee range, which is likely a very good thing, several of them are well within the range of the max power.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, my plan is to take aim at the first one and fire.
Okay. As I said, there are 6. So the one closest to you, basically. They're all kind of in a bit of a ball right now, seething and hissing, but they're moving. So you'll be shooting at the one in front.
Okay. That is the plan.
Okay.
So it's 4 successes.
Successes. You'll get his base dodge. 1 success, you will net 3. So what's the damage on that max power? Tell us about
8p.
Tell us about the max power. What kind of weapon is it?
Yeah, so the Browning max power is a heavy pistol in the 6th world. It is sort of a pistol that sits alongside very similar pistols in its range, like the Ares Predator, which is much more common because the Predator is used very much in a lot of corporate security. The max power has a much heavier barrel to it, so it does a little bit more damage, and then the 8 armor penetrations fairly effective.
Is it semi-automatic or single shot?
It is semi-automatic.
Excellent. So that's your first shot.
Yep.
And it does how much damage?
It does AP, AP minus 1.
8p, AP minus 1. All right.
Yes.
So 8 plus 2 damage, basically. So 10 is what this poor ghoul is dealing with. Poor hungry ghoul. Roll his body armor minus 1.
Oops.
Where were you shooting? Like center mass?
I mean, I wasn't calling shot, but
Sure.
I'm certainly shooting center mass. The more meat, the better.
So the first shot rings out. Now to this point, the crowd has been kind of in this chanting, drumming, building crescendo tempo mode. Okay, when the first shot happens, and the ghoul kind of explodes all over his friends, and into the splatter zone, which is the area directly adjacent to the cage, where you see there are people dressed in aprons and chef hats and tarps, get pasted. Their organization stops at that point, and everybody in the arena loses their minds. Many of them breaking into fights with one another. You're sure that it's not going to get back up after that. That was a simple action, correct?
It was.
What would you like to do with the rest of your turn?
I would like to change target and fire again.
Okay. I think you should do that.
That's another 4 successes.
Okay. The second one, knowing the fate of the person who's immediate left already, now the target of your ire will instead choose to ditch a whole bunch of initiative and be full defensive as he kind of turns his hissing into a scream and dives.
Oops.
Into the shot. You take the top of his head clean off. The mess is glorious.
That's my action.
Well, that was exciting. The crowd, again, is very excited. You don't know what they're screaming because none of them are making sense, but things start getting thrown into the arena. Debris, objects, bottles, random things. Party's only getting just started. So on 14, I believe Rusty. Rusty, how you doing over there?
Oh, I'm fantastic. Okay. So the ghouls are coming at us, right? Like right in front, or are they also coming from behind?
Well, no, they're all coming from one direction, which is
Just one
directly
direction.
opposite you. So they're coming right for you. Yes.
Okay, perfect. I'm definitely gonna fall back a little bit and find a car to hide behind for cover.
Mhm.
Well, also trying to tinker with it too to see if I can make any of the like if I can make the one that's closest to me like run. I might kind of spot check some of the other cars that are just laying around the arena, but I'll start with the one that's like hopefully slightly behind us.
Well, why don't you? So you take cover. There's plenty of
Yeah.
places to take cover. Why don't you make me a perception roll, and we can see what you can see, because this place is chaos. And it's difficult to find a place to move that doesn't put you closer to one of these, well, ventilated barrel flame jets.
I do like ventilated flame jets though. Perception, is that a skill that I needed to activate?
Intuition, perception. So those two.
Intuition. Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Those two dice pools thrown together and then Yahtzeed. Perfect.
One success.
So once you get behind the car and you start tinkering with it, you realize, no, you can't get it to run. And you realize because someone's already wired it to do something. Your eyes start following cables into the arena floor. You don't really see where they go because the arena floor is, again, sand and death and blood and rock. But your eyes kind of take you to the pedestal that the king is standing in front of. That he seems to kind of be orchestrating this madness from. And in front of him is where, once again, Hamfist, the orc decker that you've been looking for, is suspended and hogtied directly above the pit in front of him. From his pedestal, you see that there are multiple cables that run down into the arena, directly like on the opposite side of the cage that you're on. And you see them kind of get distributed throughout. And you're watching as he seems to be manipulating a panel in front of him. You're not really sure what these cars are rigged to do, but it is not run.
Okay.
Would you like to do anything else with your turn?
Of the bottles being thrown at us, are any of them full of alcohol?
No, most of them are breaking.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Then I will come up with a plan B. Does this car have gas in it? Is the next question, or is it electric?
It's a wreck. It's non-functioning.
Okay, no worries. I wasn't planning to run it. I just wanted to grab some gas.
If only. If there were gas here, it would likely
If
already
only.
be on fire.
Perfect. All right, no worries. I think that's all I got for right now.
Okay. Cowboy and Hollow Mercury, which one of you has the higher initiative? Like higher base initiative? On your sheet. What does it say?
Mine is 8 plus 1d6. I'm assuming probably Cowboy.
I am 10 plus 1d6.
Okay, so you both go on 12. Cowboy, you can choose to go first.
Awesome. I would like to use my very awesome. I already have both Colt Manhunters out.
Yes, you do.
I would like to. I do. I would like to use the one on the left hand, which is named Huff, because you know the other one is Puff, and I'll blow your house down. Okay.
I'm following.
You're following. Okay. I would like to use that on the nearest school, if possible.
Absolutely. Yeah, by all means, please.
And to help, and to help others out if they don't know what the Colt Manhunter is. It was designed and built by famous bounty hunter Andrea McBain. So they're pretty badass.
There you go. What kind of weapon is that? A single shot or a semi-automatic weapon?
It is a. Oh, I have too many screens open. Hold on. It is. Oh, it says BF. Okay.
Does it?
Sorry. Yep, that's what it says.
Wow. Okay, wait. It's which gun was it? It's a revolver, right?
It was the heavy pistol, manhunter. Oh, it's semi-automatic. I'm sorry.
Okay, good.
The right.
Perfect.
All
Yeah, go
right.
ahead and take your shot at ghoul number, at this point, 3, perhaps 4, depending on what happens.
So I can just I don't need to shoot. I can use my Colt Manhunter, or do I have to use my pistols first?
What do you mean, as the skill?
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah, you can just roll
Just
the
use
skill.
the skill.
I mean, you're asking like in the character sheet whether or not you can press the button on the weapon. That I don't know. Probably. That's
You
a lot of
can.
dice.
I was a little scared too.
That bucket of dice. If you could only imagine hearing that fleet hit the table, right? All right. So there are 6 successes I count there, which is your physical limit, if I'm not mistaken.
It is.
Yeah, convenient for you. You line up a shot on one of the ghouls down your left hand. And you can see that they're starting to fan out given the gunfire. This one will let's see how he does. Let's see how this ghoul does. How are you? What's the how much damage does that weapon do anyway?
It currently does have a moment. It does 5.
5.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And you have 6 successes ahead as 1. Right? So you net 4. So that thing's gonna
Yes.
do 9. Is what it's doing. Yeah, you gun the ghoul down. You shoot it pretty square in the upper shoulder. You spin it around. It stumbles onto a car. It's not like flying through the air currently, but it is doing its best to hold on for its life. What would you like to do with the remainder of your action? That is a
Shoot
simple.
again.
Sure. Will you be using the other hand?
I will, as a matter of fact, be using the other hand.
Very good. God.
Get a 5.
All right, 5 hits. This is the last one to attempt to go that. No, you know what? These ghouls, so not all of them can preserve very well, but we'll see. Hey! The other one takes a pretty solid shot to the side, kind of just above its hip. It stumbles and staggers, but it's still coming.
That jerk.
3.5 ghouls.
Should go away.
Would you like to? Are you doing anything else with your action? You've taken 2 simples.
Nope.
Okay.
I think that works.
The cowboy's gun soliloquize. Mercury.
Moving directly behind Saint.
Okay.
So that zombies eat Saint first. And then pulling out her Super Ruger Warhawk and trying to blast the one that Cowboy didn't kill.
That gun's bigger than she is.
There's 2.
I know, she might go flying.
There's two and a half ghouls currently.
Yeah,
still
but
in
the
your
one
range.
that's wounded,
Yes.
she's confident she can wound one of these, not necessarily kill it. So
With a Ruger
may as
Super
well go for the
Warhawk,
wounded
I would
one.
hope so.
I mean, she doesn't use this very often.
I know I'm nowhere near her story time, but I'm going to move reflexively away from the barrel as it gets in the way.
I think I have 7. Is that right?
Is that right? I don't know. Where's the die rolls?
I don't know if that is right.
It looks like a lot.
I checked the stats and they match Chummer.
6 plus
So I think it
11
imported correctly.
plus 5. 17, 22 dice.
That's too many.
That seems like a lot of dice.
Yeah, that's 22 dice. A lot of dice. Probably
There's a
try
lot of
rolling.
dice.
Try rolling your firearm skill.
I just go
I
over
think
for
it added accuracy for some reason to the die
Yeah,
roll.
okay. So if we're going under active skills, firearms or pistols, I have a pistols
Pistols.
one.
Yep. That looks like a real
So
roll. Yeah,
4
because
for
there's a
split
limit
at
there.
3, and then
So you can take 3 of those successes.
okay, sweet. That makes a lot more sense.
Yeah.
Then I will not click the super Ruger button.
That was fun. That was fun though, right?
That was a lot of dice.
was a
That was
lot
a
of
really
dice. It was
confusing
it's
amount of
amazing.
dice. Yeah, thank you.
Still
Thank you. Super
still
cool.
a very good
Roll
shot.
20.
Oh, this one has
So 3, and then
this one has wound
this gun
penalties.
has, I think, is it 9 damage? Doesn't
9p.
seem right. It looks like it
AP
says
minus 2.
6p.
9p. AP minus 2.
Okay, yeah.
All right. It got 1 success, so you net 2. It's at 11p. AP minus 2, so it gets to roll body minus 2. There's not a whole lot left of that thing. As it's spinning around, you put it out of its misery. You basically shoot it right in the back of the head and send it face first into the dirt. Does the Ruger Super Warhawk have an alternate firing mode as well, or is that a cannon?
Oh goodness, no,
Okay.
no, it does not. It is the firing mode is loud and it
Yes.
fires.
It is very loud.
And then
It also
I think
kicks
we're
like a mule.
panicking a little, so we're gonna
kicks-
panic a little afterwards.
I think kicks
So.
real hard. Man,
Uh-huh.
amazing shot though.
She might almost hit herself in the face with it. Like it's definitely coming up next to her head with the kick on it.
All right, moving right along. We have a couple of. Oh, actually, no, not yet. On 11.
Hello there.
Saint, your first 2 shots were kind of a warm up. What is your next play here? As the ghouls are still coming. Two of them are.
2 of them.
2 of
Now, you said that 6 got unleashed.
them.
There are 3 total down?
There are 4 down.
There are 4 down.
Yes.
Okay, gotcha. Thank you. Appreciate the update. I think that I'm allowed to move a certain number of times
Mhm.
or a certain number of yards, right, or meters.
During the round, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm trying to keep all of the environment in mind as well, because obviously there's the plumes of fire being belched out from these pipes, and there's car wrecks that are perhaps strategically located. I guess I want to make sure that while not necessarily that I have a breath, but while the wired is still amping my reflexes up, that I'm positionally in the right spot. So if that means that I have to move a little bit to maybe stay away from Mercury's enormous hand cannon or whatever uh, missile launcher that they've allowed to let her in this place, I want to do that, and yeah, ideally I managed to try to finish off whatever's here.
Okay.
There's only 2 ghouls left. Like, it's a huge opportunity.
It is.
So, yeah, I'll move just to positionally to space us out a little bit.
Okay.
And then
you see that Rusty has gone off to one of the wrecks. So my question for Mercury would be then: are you following Saint as Saint continues to move through?
Well, 100%. Yeah, Saint is bladed friendship armor.
Okay, excellent. I'm just trying to keep in mind who's close to whom. Really,
it's nice to know that we have that sort of business relationship.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll pull the trigger again. 2 hits this time.
Awesome. That's for the ghoul. And no. Womp, 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 womp. AP -1. And then there was one.
Okay.
So the other one that you shot is taking like the other one that remains to be shot is the one taking like the long way around. He'll be afforded a bit of cover, but not a ton.
Okay.
The other 4 came right for you, or the other 5 basically came right for you.
Can I still change target and fire?
Yes.
Okay, then we'll do that. That is 4 hits.
It is 4 hits. That is once unit 3. So we're talking about 8p minus 1. So basically what's happening right now is when the gates open and this wave of ghouls rolls out, they just get reduced to pieces as they're kind of getting thrown against one another. And like their forward momentum continues to move many of their bodies as they're also like losing balance and careening off of things. It's an actual like a splatter fest. What is really happening, and those in the splatter zone are quite pleased with the results. The crowd is losing their minds. All you can hear is noise. And Rusty, you notice, because you've been looking at the pedestal, you see the king smile as he reaches for his pedestal. There is that was the last shot, right, that you took? Yeah, that was on the 6th one. There's like a breath that the place takes when the last ghoul hits the ground. As you hear them say, "Horde!" and you hear a buzzer sound. So basically whoever's in front at this point, I would say Saint and Cowboy, go ahead and give me perception test, please.
Okay. Now, before we got into the event, I had filtered out the crowd noise with
Yes.
select sound filter.
Yes.
So
you won't be at any penalty for this. It's fine. The threshold will be way lower for you as well. 3 and 3 and 2. Perfect.
2.
So both of you hear beyond the gates that the ghouls emerged from. You hear cages open. Like you hear clicks and you hear kind of the groan of a door open. Multiple doors open. That happens on 10. The ghouls are down. Rusty on 4. Yeah, you watch action to sound. He's clearly got control of pretty much his entire place from that thing.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you go ahead and give me a do you have electronics or hardware?
Ooh, good question. I have hardware.
Go ahead and give me a hardware roll and logic, please.
1 success.
Perfect. So you're able to deduce that the wiring here, specifically wired to these cars, are why a lot of these fires are kind of ongoing. These are the controls to their fuel sources. Like these control both the volume of flame that is produced, and they are capable of being either deactivated or overloaded. It looks like it's wired to do both.
Okay. I kind of want to overload. If nobody minds.
It's not really their choice. You're you're huddled. Now you are lacking tools, but that doesn't really matter because you're not dealing with a car. You're dealing with essentially a bomb.
Cool.
Do you have demolitions?
No.
That's okay. We can use hardware.
Okay.
It just means that you're not going to be able to rig a timer. Like,
what about industrial mechanic?
Threshold's going to be a little higher, but you can begin wiring.
Okay.
Now, your intention is to, just to be clear, your intention is to overload it. That's what I heard. I'm sure that's what the crowd heard.
That is what I said, and I think that's what I intend to do.
Excellent.
Rusty doesn't think there's enough fire in this place.
It never really is.
All right. Am I rolling? I'm sorry, just for clarification, industrial mechanic or hardware?
Industrial mechanic is fine.
Yes. Thank you.
Successes.
3 successes.
You get to work. Based on immediately here's what happens immediately. Immediately, the fire that's underneath these cars blooms. So you all watch as the pile next to Rusty, the fire that's kind of just steadily burning on top of that wreck, spits a jet into the air, like a good 3 meters. And it does it again. Okay.
Am I able to like just kind of turn it on and off when I want? Like, whee!
No, it's wired to overload right now.
Okay, perfect.
It has begun overloading. It will continue overloading. You're pretty sure that given the rate, it's going to probably explode by the end of your next turn. So within like the next 3 to 6 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. That was
Okay,
on,
people, we might need to find cover. Sorry.
so that was on
And I start
4.
running away.
That was on 4. Yeah, you can start moving. On 2, both Cowboy. You are aware that there are something is happening beyond the far gates that the ghouls emerged from initially. Right now, it's just kind of a dark industrial maw.
So like it's open?
It's open. Yeah, it's been open since the ghouls came out.
And
Beyond it is
there's
darkness. But you
Oh,
heard
that's
you
fine.
heard gates open.
and there's walls
Like
on either side of it,
Yes.
of the gate.
Yes. They go all the way around the
I'm
arena.
going. Yep. So I'm gonna go flatten myself against the right side of the gate.
So you're going to go all the way across the arena then.
Yeah. How?
30 meters. You can make it if you run.
Yeah.
So go ahead and roll either athletics or running. And strength.
I have running.
Good.
Do it. I've got a 1.
Perfect. You can choose to re-roll it. I think you might have enough to pretty... Now, you want to get to the wall and cover. You're going to need a bit more than that. So you can choose to spend an edge to re-roll your failed dice if you like.
Sure, I'll spend it. I'll spend an edge to rerun. I do want to make it over there before whatever's coming out of there comes out of there.
I can't blame you.
I'll get a 2.
Oh, that's enough. So yeah, you rush and slam your body against the wall. You said the right side wall of the gate. You can see inside, like past it. The light is it's almost blacked out in there, but you can see like dimly there are. Well, you're an elf, aren't you? Or are you human?
I'm an elf.
Yes.
So I have low vision.
Yeah, in the darkness, the flickering light gives you enough of an indication as to what you're looking into. What you're looking into. So you've been on the other side, right? You've been on the other side where the gladiators are. And it's kind of a locker room of sorts. On this side of the fence, what you see are cages. Rows of cages. And what just came out of the cages, do you have like I don't suppose you have any parazoology or understanding of magical critter types?
No.
So
That would
What
be
a
negative.
question.
So,
Yeah.
2 8.5-foot tall, furry hostiles start running at you. They look like Bigfoot. That's what
Well, would they
comes
have
to your
seen
mind.
me? But would they have seen me if I was running over to the? Or they're running.
They're coming
the-
out. Yes, they're coming out of the cages.
Okay.
That's what you see
They're not
coming
coming
out of the cages.
to me
Well,
yet.
You see like 2 red-eyed, razor-toothed, giant-mitted, muscular, hulking fur forms come barreling out of these cages. So
Awesome.
that's on 2. Hall of Mercury, you also go on 2.
Currently doesn't see anything to shoot and has a clipless firearm, so I think it's going to take the complex action to put one more bullet into that clipless firearm. Just pull it from a pocket, put it
Gotcha.
in, continue to. She'll go like back to Sane, so it doesn't look like he's quite that kind of a blade of armor, but he is.
Gotcha. Okay. Saint on 1.
I will take note of something which is probably something to not be surprised, which is that the king and his attendees are liars. I just make a mental note that they're not honorable people, because the terms were to take on the ghouls and survive, and then we get out. This has not happened. I will sheath my katana
Mhm.
and the manhunter, and I will pull around on the military strap my FNR
Okay.
and lock the slide round. So there's an enormous, lock from a long arm.
So the Saint swivels. You ready your weapon.
Yes, sir.
There is a brief pause in kind of it's almost like the crowd doesn't know what to expect when it happens. And when these two beasts come out, and they have to duck their heads down to rush onto the field. When the light hits them and the fire hits them, you can see their fur is probably white, but it is caked with muck and rot and like blood and dirt. It doesn't look like they get to bathe much, but whatever it is that they've eaten or destroyed is still on them. That happens on 0. At the end of the round, you see the king again flip a couple more switches, and you see one of the far end barrels burst. And what you see is like the ventilations on the side allow flame to escape at a range of about 2 meters, and it explodes up. It creates like a ball of fire, like a belch comes out of this stovepipe that's sticking out of the ground. You watch another one. You watch another one on the far side that you came out of, also belch. It forces you to kind of look over your shoulder. You see them start to alternate. Like these pipes start dancing and singing their flaming burping song. As gouts kind of rhythmically shoot out of this one or that one or these two. Saint, do you have any parazoology or knowledge of wilderness creatures?
I'm going to guess no,
Okay.
but I think it's worth the look.
Sure. It's also worth a logic roll. Because you can
I have,
always...
I have survival.
Sure. Yeah, survival. Survival would fit perfectly.
And we'll roll survival and get 1 success.
You are unsure whether these are Wendigo or some sort of squatch. You don't know. You hope they're not Wendigo.
Yeah.
It is your action.
Oh, yeah. I don't like any of that for us in any way, shape, or form. So I saw Cowboy move. Did Cowboy move to the right or to the left
To
hand side of the door?
right side of the door.
Okay, right side of the door.
So these things run past you, by the way.
Okay.
I like it. They run past Cowboy by a good 2-3 meters.
That was my hope, right? And so I will say to Mercury behind me, I'm going to focus on the one on the left. If they are, I think they are, they need to die fast. And then I'm gonna let rip. So that's burst fire from the FN, It is 10p AP -2.
Okay. So you lean into this. You lean into the gun.
I have to.
And you start pulling the trigger. The squeeze you give it isn't really indicative of what you get. The resulting buck that happens to your body as this gun rocks you and sends many around down the lane. 5 successes, you said. You're focusing in the one on the left.
Yeah.
It does not have milky white eyes. It has blood red irises that focus on you as much as you focus on it. All right, you net 3 successes. So 10, 12p AP -2. -2, so
Ooh.
10, 12, 4. All right. So the 3 rounds puncture this thing. And it doesn't, I mean, it definitely feels the impact, right? It stops its forward movement. It gets knocked into immobilized almost as it takes the rounds to kind of its huge mass. And you watch blood and matter come out of both sides of the holes. When the burst is over, it takes a breath and keeps moving. Why don't you give me a perception roll? You have do you have image mag on your
I
eyes?
do.
Please roll give me a perception roll, please.
Supposed to. So I think my mental with them is probably threshold 7,
It's
given
probably 6 or 7, yeah. It's high enough.
You want perception?
Yes, please. You wouldn't mind.
1.
Okay. You know what to look for, so I'll just leave it at that for now. You're waiting to see if those holes close.
Right.
That's on 21. On 14, Rusty. You are moving away from the. Are you going left, or are you going right? Because you have to go one way or the other, and the reason being, the pile that you went to, is on basically like the south side of the. Okay, so you have to cross the long way, because if you just go the short way, you're not going to get far enough away because it's an oval.
Right.
So you have to cross the long distance. Or you're going to go left toward Cowboy, or right toward the gate that is no longer open on your side of the arena.
The king is on the right side.
No, the king is in the center, like.
Oh, he's in the center.
Yeah, he's in the center
Okay.
north, but he's also 30 feet up. He's like 10 meters above you.
Okay. I'm gonna go left towards Cowboy.
Okay. You're hustling. Are you running?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a running roll, please.
Okie dokie. Oh no, where is that?
Under athletics, if you have it. Otherwise, it's a strength. Otherwise, it's a strength roll.
Okay. 1.
Excellent. So you start running across the arena. It is impossible to avoid all of the belching pipes. So one of them is going to basically burp near you.
Mhm.
As you run by, I'm going to need you to also make me a dodge roll, like an active dodge roll.
Okay.
So dodge gymnastics, or agility gymnastics, or some other evasive skill that you might have. as you
Read
run
the
through
action.
an arena that's actively exploding
Mhm.
as you're running through it. It's like a minefield, and the mines keep going off.
Okay.
All right. You duck past as one blows up directly over your head. Excellent.
Cool.
Now you cover about 2/3 of the distance. You don't quite get to Cowboy, but you are well away from the ones that are going to explode. You know that both Saint and Mercury are going to have to move in your direction. Like,
Okay.
they're going to have to come to that side of the arena if
Okay.
they don't want to suffer whatever. You're not really sure how big that explosion is going to be. The car wrecks are significantly larger than the barrels, so you don't really know how big that explosion is going to be.
Gotcha. Okay, I yelled at them already. Like, hey, say, Mercury, y'all are gonna have to move. This way.
Go.
Sorry.
All right, so that is on 14. And then on 12, Cowboy and, well, Cowboy. You are behind two extremely large creatures. Now, since you are opposite them, remember, the one on Saint's left is the one on your right, okay? So barely keep that in mind when you're talking about your targets. I'm calling left number 1, and the right is number 2. So you're on the side where number 2 is.
That's really so is left on my hood. All right. So how far away is my furry new friend?
They're about 3
Away
meters,
from
about
me.
3 meters away from you right now. It doesn't appear they've noticed you yet.
And how far away are they from Saint? Because I know he shot
They're
the one that's in front
they're
of me.
closer. They're closer to Rusty, because Rusty's 2/3 of the way across the arena. Saint and Hollow Mercury are basically still on the far quadrant. Like, they haven't really gone anywhere. They've moved into the arena, but there haven't been a whole lot of like repositioning. It's just kind of been lining up shots and smoking, the rows on the way down.
So are any of those the little things that are shooting fire?
They're not little.
They're not the car.
Yeah, they're not. No,
They're
not
well,
the cars.
the big
Yes.
the pipes.
Yes, the pipes
The
are still.
pipes.
Yes, they're shooting fire.
Is there any of them near one of those Wendigo?
I mean, they're kind of always. What are you hoping to do? I guess that's the question.
I'm hoping to shoot one of those
Uh-huh.
to explode and light the Wendigo on fire.
So you want to shoot? You want to shoot the red barrel? I applaud your plan. I think you should try it. It is close enough that it's going to have to react no less than Rusty did when they finally do get to move. They're going to have to also operate as if they're in a minefield. So basically, you want to shoot a mine, right? Like, you want to cause the thing to explode. So take your shot, gunslinger.
Yeah, so I will yell, duck and cover.
Go ahead.
As I shoot. Don't laugh.
I think this is amazing. I couldn't hope for a better outcome. Oh my goodness. All right. Sometimes one round is all it takes. I don't think that's the right die pool, though. I think we did the same thing we did last time, because that's 6 plus 14 plus 8. That's 28 dice. I don't think that's right. So do me a favor and use your...
I clicked the freaking weapon, and it has the semi-automatic in there.
Yeah, I think mine might have messed up too, actually.
It's okay. We're learning as we go. Yahtzee.
All right. Sweet. All right, so I'll just click my firing.
Pistols, yeah.
Right. Yep.
Blam. It's probably not
Okay.
12. 5 is plenty. That's a solid number. Oh man, that's so good. All right. No edge either. Just 12. All right, you shoot the barrel. It does. Okay, so this thing does 7p plus. Okay, all you need to do is 10. when you shoot the barrel, there's a very satisfying thunk in the center of the machinery that you hit. It seems to choke for a moment as you watch the fire like drop, and it seems to kind of suck everything in. And then there is a deafening boom from that side of the arena. So this is basically like in the like the northwest quadrant, right? This is one of the quarters is about to have a boom go off. Now, you knew it was coming, right? But you're relatively close. So I also need you to make me a gymnastics roll so you don't get singed by this giant bomb that you're making go off. Because if you're hitting
do not
them,
have-
they're within 3 meters of you, which means you're in range.
I do not have gymnastics.
It's okay.
However, I'm just running down the list here. So many. Can I use... Well, am I gonna just use agility then?
It should be either gymnastics or... I mean, you can go all agility, yeah. You can always roll agility.
I don't have gymnastics. I have running.
Mm-hmm.
Sneaking, which we're not sneaking anywhere at this point. And that's about all she wrote for skills.
Okay. Fine.
That I
just
would.
make your agility roll.
Okay.
Now, the DC you're looking for, I can actually tell you what it is
I got 8.
agility 16.
No.
How many dice did that roll? 16 dice? I rolled 16 dice.
Oh, I don't look at the...
Hey, is your edge toggled on by chance?
Oh.
I asked
It
because
is
it would double
n-
the dice pool.
It is not. All I did was select my agility. It says 7 + 1 = 7 with 8.
Yeah, just do me a favor and just roll. What's your agility? 8?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just roll 8d6. I can give you all a macro to use as well. I'm not really sure what's going on with those character sheets. All right.
Yeah, it certainly
One.
looks like it added 8.
All right, so there's 1 there. And I can give you oh, actually, you know what? If you all want, okay, if you all want, you can also use the dice roller in the channel as well, in the Discord if you feel the need to. We just won't get the dice on screen. So if you roll the dice in Roll20, we at least get the dice on screen. Anyway, that's one success. Threshold is 4. Do you have any edge left by chance?
No.
Okay. So you are going to roll body.
All right, let's see what happens.
Yeah, good. You take 1 box of physical damage as you roll away from the blast you create. The creature is not so lucky. We'll see how lucky they are, though. Okay. It definitely doesn't make it. Body. This thing takes the brunt of the blast. When this thing goes off, it blows one of its arms off. Like you watch the whole section, that whole side of it get mostly incinerated as its arm gets blown like off of its body and into kind of charred pieces. Pieces fly into the splatter zone. The crowd is so bloodthirsty. You know when you look into the crowd, you know they're cheering for you. You see it. You see them. They like what you're doing. They're fans of your work. That was one shot. That was one shot that you took. Or do you have another technically?
I do.
Yes.
So like is there another red barrel nearby, or is they?
There's one on the other side of the arena, opposite you. On the
Oh, but there's
opposite-
people over there. Like my friends are over there.
Yes.
I do love to be alive.
I figured as much. All right, I will take a shot at the furry friend that's right in front of me, or the one that Saint was shooting.
Okay. Number
All
one.
right. See if it does it. Nope. I only got one, no matter what.
One took the F in horror. First, sorry. What'd you get? One success on your pistols?
Mm-hmm.
Get its defense. You take a shot at it. It seems to be pretty aware of its surroundings as it kind of ducks underneath your fire. You see it moving. It weaves away from you and moves towards Saint. So that happens.
He's all yours, buddy.
Happens on 12. Hollow Mercury.
Cripes all of this. Okay, so I've heard I need to run for my life, and also there's a scary monster in that direction. But you said that there was like a giant pile of scrap in the middle of the arena that's like a story high.
It is also on fire. Yes.
Oh, I didn't quite catch that it was on fire. Great. Let's just run vaguely around the other side of the giant pile of scrap
Okay.
from where the terrifying hell monster is, towards Cowboy. But she is going to shoot at it while she does this, and then also yell, "Come on, Saint!" See if the weapon actually works this time. I think I fixed it.
So I will remind you that if you run to that side of the arena, that's where the explosion is going to happen.
I thought it was the other. Oh, it's on the side that's not exploding.
So all the action is on the side that's not exploding right now.
Great. I thought we were on the side that was exploding.
You're on the side that is exploding, yes. Right now.
Right. Okay.
You
So
would be-
there's no position to be like on the other corner where it's not and there isn't an explosion. So we got to run towards the giant scary monster.
Pretty much, yeah.
Sounds great. Let's do it.
All right.
She'll do it. So that still doesn't look like the right number of dice.
That's
Like it feels like it's
17,
counting
20,
edge or something
that's
here. It
20
should be rolling 11, right?
It's 21 dice. I can see the 11 in the pool. It's rolling 6 plus 11
Yeah,
plus
I'm not
5.
sure where the 6 and the 5 are coming from.
The 5 is
I'll just
coming
press
from
the
its
pistols button
accuracy.
again.
Like it's adding accuracy as a dice bonus as 5.
Huh.
I don't think.
So what if I just remove the accuracy? Is it also adding the ammo, do you think? Hang on. Really quick science here. Really quick science. Just to test.
There's a 6 it's rolling to. I'm not really sure why.
That could be the ammo because it's got 6 shots in the clip. Oh, it has mysteriously added those numbers on its own for unclear reasons. I'll press the pistols button.
Yeah, just roll
Okay.
pistols, please.
All right.
4 successes, perfect.
So that is 4, but my limit's 3.
And you're shooting.
And then that is.
You're shooting at the same one that Saint was shooting at, correct? Number 1.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, you net 1. Ruger does 9p.
But
Minus
AP 2?
AP minus 2. Yours was minus 2 as well, right, Saint? Yeah.
Yeah.
Die pool. All right. You put a round in it. It snaps its neck toward you, opens its mouth, and roars as it continues coming.
I guess I'm jousting a terrible monster. Uh, but is it worse than an explosion? I don't know. Explosions are pretty bad.
Explosions are bad. This one
Yeah.
in particular might get pretty nasty. On 10.
Checking on action economy stuff. Movement is a simple action, right? I'm trying to find it on the list, but I can't find it. I've been assuming that it is.
Yeah, regular movement's a simple action unless you're running.
Okay, rad. Then I will not shoot twice. I will shoot the one time and get eaten immediately.
Okay. On 10, one of them gets to go. The other one has to go later. Not much later, but later. So first, it will deal with the fact that there are barrels exploding. So it has to maneuver. It starts maneuvering through the arena to cross the distance to get to Saint. The threshold for this is 4. All right, great. It manages to bounce away from and use the cars as enough cover to get to that side of the arena. It would like to do its best to relieve you of your life with tooth and claw. So when this thing finally gets to you and you see it face to face, this is like 9 feet of just fur and death. It raises 2 big claws, not paws, like hands, like man hands with giant talons on them, and it brings them down upon you. You're carrying the har, right?
Yeah.
So are you going to dodge? Is that your okay? Are you going to active dodge or just your basic dodge?
If I active dodge, I give up the action on 1.
You lose 10. You give up 10.
I don't want to do that. I don't want to give up 10.
Okay.
Because I got a feeling anyway that after it saws through me, it's just going to go right to Mercury afterwards.
It just looks hungry as far as you can tell. But
Yeah.
that is likely true.
Likely true. Okay, so it's a gymnastics roll,
Or just like melee defense.
yeah. What I mean,
So
what
you have
do I get to defend with?
I mean, so you get 5 choices basically. 3 are interrupts that reduce your initiative by 5, and 1 subtracts 10. So you don't have a melee weapon, so you can't parry. Your hands aren't empty, so you can't use the unarmed skill.
Right.
You can dodge and roll reaction plus intuition plus gymnastics. And each defense test reduces your score by 5. Or full defense reduces it by 10.
I think the reaction plus intuition plus gymnastics is the best bet here.
Okay, so reduce your initiative by 5.
That's clearly
4.
4.
Yep, 4 successes. Perfect. All right. Make it smash roll. All right. Well, ties will go to the defender in this case because it's more fun. This thing brings claw down on you, and you kind of swivel out of the way, and you like bounce off of each other, using the gun more as cover than as a tool to block. As you kind of smash into one another, it roars in your face, and you can smell like the rotten meat on its breath. The other one goes on 9. It turns away from its busted arm and the kind of whips around. You see the scorched part of its face. You can see part of its skull as it snarls at you, cowboy. And it's going to lunge at you.
Awesome.
Yes, it is going to attempt to bite you.
Even better.
Hmm.
I'm waiting for it.
So your options, again, as you are melee defending, you do not have melee weapons, so you can't parry. Your options are to either do a gymnastics dodge and lose 5 initiative, or you just get your reaction intuition.
So I can't use any of my adept skills on this.
You have adept skills that let you dodge.
Well, no. I have wall running.
That would
I
be
have
great.
improved reflexes.
That you've already used that. that's what gives you your initiative.
That's true. All right. I guess I am apparently not doing any dodging.
You can reaction plus intuition still. It's a passive defense. Everybody has that.
I can just use my. I'm sorry. What
Reaction
was
plus intuition.
that? Okay.
It's like the basic dodge. It's the same thing that happens when you're getting shot at. You get reaction plus intuition unless you take some sort of active defense. Okay.
I got a 3.
It does significantly better than the one that attacked Saint. You feel like it's because it's not trying to claw at you. It just dives at you. And when it bites down on your leg, and then you roll body plus armor, -3. So whatever your armor is, remove 3 from it. And then roll your body, plus the remainder. Those of you Rusty from behind, you see this happen as well. You watch this enormous creature, half of its body burned, lunge at Cowboy, and it comes in real low, and you see it kind of trip her up as it snaps and bites down on her leg. We'll see how crunchy it is. You're muted. I'm sorry.
Yep. So the only armor I see listed is it's just the armor underneath my armor section, right? So I have my lined coat.
Yep.
So that just gives me there's no other base armor, right? For me
Correct.
being awesome. All
For
right.
you being yes,
So I get a rating. I have a rating of 9 on it.
Sure.
And then what was I going? Sorry, I was gonna roll body.
Body, yeah. And whatever is your armor, -2.
All right. So can I just manually type that out
Yes.
then? Because there's not really a good way to do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah,
So
I actually have
it's-
a macro that I can give you all when we take the break. That was just kind of lets you put in a pool number, and it gives you your target number, and you just rolls for you. So
Ah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 6.
6.
Yep.
Yep.
All right. So not that crunchy. You do take 4 boxes of damage. You feel something crack. Like you feel it clamp down, and you feel it bite and compress muscle until you feel your bones start to give.
Oh. I start screaming.
Yeah, probably.
And probably it was in my leg, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I can still hold on to my guns.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I probably will fall to one knee too.
Well, it's kind of holding you up too, so you can't really
Oh, that's
fall.
nice.
Yeah.
Thanks.
It hasn't let go yet. Like that's the other thing you realize is it clamps down and it's just there now. So not. Let's move the clock a bit and get to Saint, who is now on 6. Yes.
Yeah, it sounds right. Okay. So obviously this is the next level threat.
Mhm.
I knew that a little bit, but yeah, it's a problem. And we'll have to, if it's going to raise the stakes, I will do that as well. I will simply push forward on the mode on the gun
Okay.
and put it in fully automatic
Mhm.
and lay on the trigger as hard as I can.
Okay. You are basically like barrel to belly with this creature.
Yeah, fuck it.
Yep. Just letting you know.
Yeah. I mean, it is what it is. So that's,
So you're gonna hold down. Are you gonna full auto? You have to choose how many bullets you want to.
I do.
Yeah.
I do. Luckily, the weapon has some stuff to help me with the recoil, so I can compensate for 6 points of recoil.
Mhm.
So I don't want to do a full 10 shots.
Okay.
I want to do 6 shots.
So it's simple. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And so that's long arms plus agility.
You want -3, right? Because you have the 3 points of recoil. Comp. Or 3, 2. Sorry.
Yeah. So I may roll edge on this. We'll see. Yeah,
And
definitely.
No successes.
So I'll spend my edge.
Okay.
And get 2.
We'll just get its reaction to tuition with penalties. All right, you all dance. It stays to the side of the barrel as you loose the first volley, the first 6 rounds. It's too close. It's on top of you, and you all are kind of pirouetting. You can see when you do-si-do with this thing, you find yourself with your back to Rusty, right? You have your back basically to the other end of the arena where Cowboy and the other creature and Rusty seem to be. Basically putting the creatures back to the pile from that Rusty came from, right? Where Rusty wired the pile, the wreck.
Mm-hmm.
Just letting you know what the situation is. Your back is to your group right now. And this thing's back is to the pile. Your simple action?
I mean, I can still fire.
You can.
So I'll do that. And that's 1 success.
Reaction intuition. We'll also get 1. We will grant it once again to the defender. There are you all hear unmistakable fully automatic gunfire start ripping the arena apart. People in the splatter zone take hits. You watch as like people a couple people take like rounds in the shoulder. There's screams, there's blood flying. It doesn't really seem to stop the crowd. Nothing really, there's not a whole lot of complaining from that area, I guess, other than the people that get shot in the moment anyway. But it's absolute mayhem. You can hear the bullets ringing off of the concrete, off of the steel. That all happens on.
I think that was 6.
That was on 6, yes. Rusty. This is it. This is the moment. That thing's gonna blow, and the only thing that's between Saint and that explosion is that creature.
Mm-hmm. I'm still just jetting it over to Cowboy.
Okay, you get there. There's a giant creature attached to her leg.
Right. And how complicated would it be if I tried to shoot it? Like
It's a pistol. It's a pistol's roll. It's a non-moving target though, because it's engaged in a grapple.
okay. I don't have pistols. I just have a gun.
You roll agility.
Okay.
And basically the bonus will offset the penalty for defaulting. So you just get your agility.
Just agility.
Yeah, what kind of weapon
Okay.
is it?
It is a
It's
street
a street line
pistol.
special?
I think so.
It's a
Hold
street
up.
line special.
What? Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Yeah. Little holdout pistol.
Oh, that seems way too many. Hold up. Oh, wait. Yeah. Well, wait. How many did that roll?
That's
Hold
10.
up. That's no, that is not how many. Ah, gosh, that should have been only 5 dice, I think.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. How? What am I doing?
It's
Okay,
it's
let's try
the
this.
character sheets. We will adjust that later. That's
Here we
fine.
go.
Okay.
Ah, there we go.
Perfect.
0.
What is it? A semi-automatic weapon?
I don't think so.
So check the firing mode.
Let
on
me
the,
double check. Yeah.
yeah.
I have it up for damage SS.
Okay, single shot. So
Mhm.
you get up to Cowboy, you take a shot. It goes a little wide because there's a lot of wiggling going on. Cowboy is not necessarily sitting still for this. There's lots of banging on snouts with the butts of pistols and howling and growling. So that happens on 4. There is an explosion. So far the biggest explosion to happen erupts. It blooms behind you. You watch it happen, Saint. You watch the pile of cars start to bloom. Like you watch them start to fly apart. You see a ball of fire erupt from inside them. The creature seems focused on you until the heat and like the force hit the both of you. How would you like to? So once again, you can choose to take an active defense, because you have an action on 1 still, right? So you could choose to forego it basically for your reaction until the next round. You want to take a full defense. Otherwise, you would basically get your reaction intuition. For
Yeah,
dealing
I
with the
think
explosion.
given the state of the round, I think full defense is probably the best move.
Okay.
Because I don't know I don't know in dice terms how big the explosion is, but I am totally happy to let this monster act as my own personal meat shield for it.
It provide you with a bit of cover. Now you get half armor from this.
What do you need me to roll?
Yeah, your body plus half your armor. Oh, not your body. You need you to roll your gymnastics first. Right,
Oh, okay.
Right. You're going to do full defensive. So it's reaction intuition plus gymnastics for you. I'm guessing.
Sweet. Yep. And that is something I have a bit of.
So you don't avoid it all. You avoid the worst of it. So you get to roll your body plus 1/2 of your armor to take the hit, basically.
Armors. Okay.
I'll roll its body.
I have 2 hits on soak.
Okay. All right. So when this thing gets lit up, it hits you. Like it gets blown into you, and you both tumble into the arena. You spin away from it as it catches fire and careens into the wall. The whole right side of the arena where the competitors come out of is just ablaze now. You see the wall on the opposite side of where the wreck was crack, like the concrete cracks, and sand is blown into the air. The creature gets incinerated for the most part. You got how many on your soak?
I got 2 on my soak.
2 on the soak, and you got 3 on the
3 on the.
So you take 4 boxes of physical damage from the explosion.
Okay.
You roll away and you hit the car smoking, holding on to basically dear life and your gun. You kind of land in a crouch as your shoulder crashes into a bus. And that happens that's the end of 4. So, Cowboy, do you have any wound penalties? If you look on your condition monitor, based on the damage you took, there may be like a -1 or not.
Oh, and I was asking, I had asked in another chat. Is there somewhere to document the wounds? Because I don't see anything.
Yeah, so the easiest, what I think we found to do is to just export the character sheet, like the PDF in Chummer, out to a character sheet as opposed to trying to check it all in Chummer. Because what's your body stat?
No, I'm saying, is there a place to document wounds in Roll20?
Oh, that I don't know.
There's a wounds toggle, but there's nowhere to like put it.
Yeah,
Like-
I'm not horribly
Yeah,
sure.
I've been trying to figure that out. This basically this whole round.
Like,
I think we're just
I'm not
gonna
wounded.
use your character sheets next time. I think we'll just print out the PDFs. No big deal.
okay, so I'm sorry. What was your other question?
If you had any wound penalties, I didn't know how many boxes of health you have, or whether you have a wound penalty yet.
Oh,
It'll
I
determine
bet
whether
it-
or not your initiative is still on the number it is.
I don't think I have any wound penalties at this point.
Okay. What would you like to do? It's your action.
I'd like to shoot the thing that's biting into my leg.
Really?
Yep,
Okay.
that would be
seems
that would be
reasonable. That seems
wonderful.
totally reasonable.
I know. So I got 3.
Okay. It is not dodging. It will take the shot. So, damage is, what's the damage code of that weapon?
With 7.
AP -1. Or is it -2?
-1. Sorry.
It takes the first shot. It does not let go.
Okay. I'm gonna shoot it again.
I'm sure you will. That's why I'm letting you know. It's not.
Like-
It hasn't let go yet. You're screaming and firing rounds into this thing's head and neck and shoulder.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna hug it. I want it to go away.
Yeah, you need to shoot it again.
I got a 5.
The second round goes through its eye, and you feel it. You feel its teeth exit the flesh of your leg. You feel it relax, like you feel its mouth relax as it kind of schlups off of your leg onto the ground next to you.
Do I have a free action then?
Sure. Yeah. What would you like to do?
Good question.
Okay.
Sorry.
All right, good.
I just wanted to know if I had a free action.
You do have a free action.
So it looks like a free action is run. Can I limp away?
Yes. You start limping away. Which way are you going? Well, there's a giant ball of fire. Like there's a giant basically the side of the arena that you're on, where also like the cages and the gate are. That's the only side that's not on fire. Right now, the other half of the arena, for the most part, not the other half, well, the other third, the far third where you all came out, and the wrecks there are all ablaze.
All right. So it's a blaze to my left, right?
Sure.
Okay. So I'm gonna go right
Okay.
where it's not a blaze.
You're already there. So the only place that isn't ablaze to your right is further in. Like you would go into where the cages are, because you're basically near the wall.
Okay, so maybe I was envisioning it wrong. I was envisioning it myself up against the wall,
Mm-hmm.
and on the right, I'm on the right hand side, and then to my left is the door. There's no further wall that way for me to go.
It's an oval,
To the right.
right? It's an oval.
Don't ask me about my what's it? No. All right,
It's a long circle.
Into I know
Long
what an
circle.
oval is. I'm gonna go into the cage area then.
Okay. All right, you dip in. You see all sorts of weird shit in here. You also see people, lots of people, and lots of more ghouls. You count probably 10 cages or more in here. And it's not. You also see that this isn't the only floor of stuff on this side of the structure. But that's your action. That all happens on 2. Saint went full defensive. So on 0, nothing's going to happen because there's a bunch of dead stuff. There is a Mercury, are you doing anything on 2?
I mean, there's a giant explosion over there, and Saint's sort of like on the edge of it, right?
Yeah, kind of. He's taking cover behind some cars.
Yeah, let's just stay here and make sure he doesn't get eaten.
Okay.
So, observe, basically.
A horn is heard a few seconds later, like a giant blaring air horn, like a siren, like an air raid siren, goes out through the place. And you see there's kind of a gurgling sound as the pits of fire and everything else kind of, they don't snuff out as much as they dim considerably, like they drop down to their pilots. And you can kind of see the metal cooling and smoking. The siren, the air raid siren goes for a good few seconds until the crowd seems to kind of calm itself down. And you see the king up on his podium. He stands up, opens his hand. In the arena, it's other than, the sound of burning wreckage slowly kind of settling and your own heartbeats in your heads. It's almost quiet. There's still a murmur in the crowd, but they're not. You hear some screams. You think it's probably from people that got wounded or what have you. But their wailing doesn't take up a whole lot of the space here. So, to the victor goes the spoiled brat. Hail the new contenders. Your first prize awaits. And he hits a button on his pedestal. And you see the winch start lowering Hamfist into the arena. You have 10 minutes. If you're still in the arena at that time, you'll be subject to challenge by anyone here. Come to the front gate when you're done. He just turns on a heel and walks away from the podium. And the crowd kind of goes into a frenzy, but they start playing music and like fighting with one another, but it seems joyous. And this fellow gets lowered. You can see this orc who is just wearing his street clothes, tied with like razor wire and cable, get lowered into the arena and just kind of sat on the ground. Not fully like laid on the ground. Basically, he gets put so that his knees are resting on the ground. And you can see the winch still is attached to him. At that, I think this is a really good time for us to take our break. Yeah?
Sounds good. Sounds good.
As
Okay.
the victors take a pause to breathe after quite the ordeal and consider what they may want to spend their awarded minutes with their captive doing or asking.
It's like the opposite of 7 minutes in heaven.
10 minutes in the
10 minutes
in the
in
pit.
like the pit. Yeah.
Yeah, feel free to, get up, walk around, stretch your legs, do all the things that bodies need to do, get a drink, get a coffee. And we'll see you back here in a few minutes. welcome back, everyone. Welcome back, contenders, victors, today's champions of the Caryards Arena.
Well,
That's right.
The crowd lingers and watches. As you see Hamfist kind of his head lifts from his kneeling position, where he is kind of half kneeling, half being hoisted by this winch. His eyes are wide, his mouth is gagged. He is totally bound otherwise. So
I'd like to stand back up.
Sure.
Put away the rifle, and then the beast that I used as a we'll just say comfort blanket from the explosion. What's left of it?
something like that.
Plenty. It's a charred. I mean, it's a charring corpse. It's on fire.
Oh, okay. I'll step past it and then approach Hamfist after lending a hand in case Hollow Mercury had to go for cover. Obviously, she's our whiz kid negotiator face.
Sure.
I
And
mean,
hopefully
it's all
she'll-
true, and you should say it.
Hopefully, she'll be doing the talking.
What are your?
I think-
Go ahead.
Honestly, first, I think she's going to point to Cowboy and say, "You good?"
No. No, this hurts like this hurts like a bitch.
I
Okay.
got just a thing. I have a med kit I could use on you.
You know what you're doing with the med kit?
I don't have to answer that.
Let's just save
I'm
it.
pretending you know what you're doing with the med kit. I'm pretending you know what you're doing with the med kit. I'm gonna go talk to this guy.
A male orc looks up at you. He looks maybe his late 30s. Looks like he's seen some shit. He's wearing street clothes. Looks like some sort of maybe a biker armored jacket. He's got an obvious data jack in the side of his temple. Pretty classic version. Cyber eyes that are chromed out. It looks like you can't see inside his mouth, so you don't know what his mouth looks like. But yeah, he looks at you with chrome eyes. And as you get closer, he starts wiggling and writhing on his hook, much like a giant
Oh,
orc leech.
we don't want to hurt you. This can be very quick. How you doing?
I'm going to
Listen, my
help-
friend
help.
told you something she shouldn't have. You probably know who I'm talking about. We just need it, and we'll be on our way.
He just kind of looks at you wide-eyed and makes a bunch of noises.
I'm going to ungag
Oh,
him.
right. Ugh. She's gonna like pull gloves out. I know she's like flipped her jacket around to try to look punky, but she still has gloves. She's gonna pull out gloves before she undoes the gag.
Oh man. Seriously, thank you so much. I thought I was dead.
I always forget that part.
Man. Who are you supposed to be?
Don't worry about it. Just give me the data.
What
And
data?
we'll be on our way.
What are you talking about?
What was her name again? Just to make sure my notes are right.
Lucy Allen.
Lucy. Okay, I totally can't find my notes, so I just assumed it was Lucy in my brain.
It's
So
Lucy.
I'm glad for that. I just need what Lucy told you. It's not complicated.
Look. It's not that simple.
Yes, it is. I have a gun.
Yeah, everybody's got friggin' guns. Look, you.
Sure, but mine's pointed at you, and it is quite that simple.
I mean, if you kill me, you're definitely not going to get what you're looking for.
Not necessarily. It can root it out of your brain.
I wish you
It's
the
probably
best
in
of-
there, right? She'll tap the data jack.
I wish you the best of luck with that. Trust me, you don't want to pop this melon either. You want to know about Lucy? I need to get out of this situation.
You mean you want to come with us?
Well, it's not like I got this shit on me.
What do you think? She's gonna look to Saint, Rusty, and then sort of grimace towards Cowboy. Can we keep him?
Temporarily, sure.
All I can tell you right now, Lucy girl deserved whatever she got. She's an idiot.
Oh, come now. That's just mean. I'd say the same to you if we just left you here. Can someone get the other end of this? Because he's still like attached to like a spit roast style
Well,
thing,
he's
isn't he?
been lowered. He's on a winch right now, so you can imagine he's hog
Oh,
tied,
he's on
but
the
on
winch.
his
He doesn't have
knees.
like a.
So
Yeah,
his
okay,
hands
okay,
and feet
okay.
are tied together, but he's on his knees.
Is there like a big steel bar or something?
I mean, there's plenty of material here.
The kind you could run through like the hands and the legs to then like
like a pole,
lift
sure.
him over two people's shoulders on a cool tube.
If you want to carry him like a roast pig, yeah.
I mean, that
Kinda.
just seems fun. So yes.
There's definitely a pole.
Someone get the other end of this.
I sigh. I take the other end of it.
Really?
You may as well take
no,
it to go.
no friggin' no dignity, huh?
You
Watch
get
it,
dignity when you give us information.
son of a. You hear the crowd like laugh and cheer.
Trot.
They throw
I'm
more.
gonna re-gag him too.
Yeah, they throw more bottles and cans and debris into the arena. As they cheer you on. Where are you taking him?
Back the way we came.
Okay, so you go back into the locker room with Hamfist.
Mhm.
In there you see the king's guard, the same woman that you interacted with last time you came out. As you walk into the locker room, the door shuts. She slow claps for you. Points at the lockers. You can get your stuff and you can get your stuff when you leave. That was a good show. I expected you all to die in the first round. King's pretty impressed. You realize you went from pre-show to main stage in less than 6 seconds. It's a big deal around here. It's been a long time since people put forth that kind of effort.
I go get my comm
Well,
links.
always glad to put on a show. She'll shrug. Yeah. We'll talk later.
Oh,
It'll be
Hammy.
fine. Probably.
Enjoy your new fate wherever it is. I'll be enjoying my new RV.
Oh, does she get your RV? Oh, that's cute. You had an RV? Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's kind of like a condo around here.
Imagine. Oh, that'd be amazing.
I know it's living large.
You might want to
Should we
go
just-
get his stuff out before it gets looted. The clock's ticking for you. She looks at her watch.
Where is he parked?
Yeah, I was just thinking that too.
RV's about
Where's the RV?
3 rows that way. You can't miss it. Sky
Okay.
blue.
Rusty's already taking off. How has any medical care been done towards Cowboy at this point, or just like the intention of medical care?
There was mention of a med kit.
Yeah, I planned on like healing her while you guys were talking to her.
Okay, so go
Okay,
ahead and
okay.
give
I'm
me
a two.
do you have first aid?
I do.
Okay, so roll logic first aid plus the reading of the med kit.
Was that the correct number of dice? Because I just pressed the button that said first aid.
That was 8 dice.
That seems.
Yeah, it seems right.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, look at that.
That
Okay, four.
under not technical skill, knowledge skill. There's first aid. Not social.
Thought it was logic.
Yeah, I think it's an active skill.
Mhm.
Could be using survival, using hacking. It's first aid.
Yeah, it's an active skill for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just looking for the rules of first aid.
Oh, sorry. Logic and mental. At least that's what it has on my sheet.
Well, it's a mental skill. I just want to
Oh.
see whether the
Sorry.
anybody. Active skills. There they are. Okay. Automatics, blades, blah blah blah. Weapons. Perception. Healing. Does anybody know what page this damn skill is on? Social fiction. First aid, found it. Okay. Biotech. It's going to be used to stabilize wounds preventing characters from dying. First aid cannot use to perform surgery or repair damaged implants. More to see healing, page 205. Force. But I know, I know that the active healing on first aid isn't instantaneous necessarily. I just want to see what the actual healing is.
Okay.
It can immediately help reduce the trauma of wounds. First aid can be used if you have a med kit. Even if you do not currently have supplies, may only be applied within 1 hour of taking damage. First aid plus logic, mental 2. Each net hit over the threshold removes 1 box of damage. How many successes did you get?
4.
So you heal 2 boxes of damage from Rusty's care.
Awesome. So that means I no longer have that -1 wound that I said I didn't have last time. I'm very sorry about that. I
You're fine.
totally
Now you
am a
know.
big liar. And shout out to my ever vigilant husband for correcting me on that during the break.
Nice.
Aw.
Who's an experienced Shadowrun player.
Yep.
Thanks, son.
Thanks, hon. I could say that because he was mine first. What happened? So you all walk to the sky blue RV. The door is kind of limply hanging open. The lights are flickering a little bit. It's in a darker part of the Caryards. So is it Mercury in front of the spit, or is the Saint in the front? Who's the head of the spit?
I mean, now that we're out of the arena and putting on less of a show, it might make sense to give him a little bit of dignity as a treat. I'll see what these 3 think.
No way.
Nah.
Saint says no.
No.
Not at all. All right. Sorry, you get the
Okay.
spit. I tried.
He continues bouncing on the spit as you walk up to the RV. Looking inside, you see kind of a haphazard workshop and sleeping space. One room. There's appear to be a curtain where there might be a toilet. At least that's what it smells like. The workshop looks a little out of place here. It looks extremely sophisticated. You see electronics. You see various decks in multiple levels of like disassembly or disrepair. Optical chips are kind of scattered all over the place. And you see a bunch of cables running to what you're relatively sure is a like baseline commercial matrix connection that seems to tunnel through this place.
Interesting.
You can't really fit him and the pole. Like the RV's not long enough, so he's just kind of on the front stoop with the pole.
Let's not waste time. Just bag it.
Yeah, I was about to say I just want to ransack the place and then go. We'll sort
Okay.
it out later.
All right. What are you? So what is here? There is a workbench with tools and materials. There is a workspace that contains a full-on cyber terminal, right? Like a seated monitor keyboard unit. And then there is an array of parts, junk basically. There's just a bunch of junk. So yes. What are you taking? Everything? How are you going to take it all with you? That's my question.
Does he have like a sports bag just kind of laid around in his wardrobe, or?
You start looking. Well, there's no closet really. There are
Okay.
pieces of clothing and things scattered around the room.
You know what? I know exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take the curtain out from in front of the toilet and just make a little bag, my own little bag, and just start shoving shit into it.
When you pull the curtain down, you see something there. There is something that is not a toilet there. I want you to, for a moment, imagine for me, picture for me in your mind's eye, a dog, a big dog, a mastiff, okay? But I want you to imagine a mastiff that has everything like wrong about it. Like it has, it looks mangy. It seems to have kind of a cataract eyes. It looks, you can like see fleas crawling on the surface. It looks like it has, it's like drooling and frothing. It seems to kind of have labored breathing. You can hear it kind of like raspy and hissing. it looks almost misshapen, like it's got a weird sway to its body. When it looks at you, it smiles with kind of like rotten, malformed teeth. And when it smiles at you, I need you to roll willpower.
Just willpower straight.
Just willpower.
0.
You scream. You scream in terror. This thing, it seems to almost like transform in front of you into a nightmare version of itself when it smiles at you. You feel it trigger your flight response. Like in the back of your mind, you feel like this thing is going to tear you apart from the inside and you get as far away from it as possible. So you run away from it. You all see Rusty clambering around, pull the curtain down, and look into the space where you see a toilet. Pause for a moment. Scream, drop the curtain, scream, and like everything that was in Rusty's hands kind of go flying as she goes running out of the trailer. You have to run for 2 rounds. You're going to be running for a little bit.
Yeah.
Do either of the magically active people here have the sensing skill or the ability to perceive astrally? Because I believe you're both adepts, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do either of you have the astral perception power?
I do not.
Okay.
I have danger sense, but I don't know.
The hair on the back of your neck stands up as well. You feel something, you feel something predatory here, like in your immediate vicinity. Like you feel yourself on edge for a moment. And as soon as Rusty runs out of the trailer, it's gone. Hamfist doesn't seem to notice anything. You all see nothing there. As you hear Rusty still running, like into the Caryards screaming.
That's
What
probably bad.
What the hell happened? It's not that bad, is it? What's going on in
Should
there?
one of us go after Rusty?
Yes, one of us should.
I'll go. All right. Gonna chase Rusty.
Okay. You run out after you see Hamfist is trying to kind of get to his feet, maneuvering the pole. It's not working very well. He's kind of rolling around on the ground. You
Jill
run,
and Chester, like, you will be fine as far as I am aware. Just be patient.
chasing
And she
Rusty.
runs.
It doesn't take you long to catch up to Rusty. You find Rusty kind of cowering in a corner, facing the wall, shivering. And just like that, like as you approach Rusty, you feel it pass. You just kind of feel clammy and exhausted.
Do I have memory of like running away and why I ran away?
Yeah, there was a giant
Okay.
scary dog.
Just double
There was a
checking.
giant scary demon devil dog thing
Yeah.
on the other side of that curtain, and it scared you. That was what happened. You were pretty sure it was going to kill you. I'm gonna pause there for just a second. In the trailer, do you still have Saint and Cowboy and a confused orc on the ground? What the hell's going on? Like you want that shit from Lucy, right?
Yep.
Blue bag under the bed.
I step in and pull up the bed.
The mattress. You flip the mattress, and you see kind of a dirty, dingy. You think it's blue. It's kind of like blue green, a little gross looking. You see a small bag. It looks like an old. You know how like little kid backpacks aren't real backpacks? They're like that weird plastic. This is like one of those, but it's really old. So the plastic is kind of like hard and cracked. Right, because all the elasticity is gone, but it's still like a plastic backpack. There's just it's not flexible. It's crunchy.
Okay, I pick it up.
Yep. You pick it up. You feel a bunch of stuff inside. Looks like there's 2 decks in here, 2 cyber decks in here, and some optical chips, a bunch of cables.
Okay. I step back out and I gesture just slightly towards Ampus with the bag. Is this everything?
Yeah, it's on there, but you're not going to be able to get it off without my help.
I pick up the pole.
Come on, man.
Let's be clear.
Yeah, you're in charge. I got it. You're in charge. You want me to call you king? I've been doing that for the past friggin' 4 years.
No, I have no need for any titles. Move.
You both come back. Cowboy, what are you doing during all this? All the stuff that Rusty dropped is still in there, but Saint seems to have walked out with the payload.
Yeah, I
That's all right,
grabbed some of the
dude.
stuff that that Rusty dropped and put it in the shower curtain or the curtain. Could be
Yeah,
a shower curtain. It's probably a shower curtain. And
it's a plastic tarp.
oh,
Yeah.
can use that for bodies later. And then put all the things in there that she had dropped and kind of tie it up and throw it over my shoulder and start to limp out of the trailer.
What is the walk back like for Rusty and Hollow Mercury?
I feel shame.
I mean, are you okay? What happened?
It was kind of fucked up, and I'm a little bit reluctant to go back if I'm honest. But did you see anything in there?
I mean, it's gross, but I'm getting used to that. Anything like what?
Like a fucked up looking dog. It was
No?
terrifying, and I wanted to adopt it at first, but I didn't want to be adopted. So it did seem like a good place. I don't know. It freaked me out.
Huh.
Yeah, Hollow Mercury, what knowledge skills do you have? If you wouldn't mind me.
Let's take a look-a-roni here. It's mostly like medicine and business and cyber technology, not a lot of occult knowledge.
Okay.
Just pretty new to that stuff.
Give me an intuition roll, please.
Sure. Just pure intuition, or is there an
Mhm.
attribute on it?
Intuition is your attribute.
Do you
Perfect.
Ooh.
3?
So you are aware of one thing. There are spirits in the world of Shadowrun. They are not wholly uncommon. Their tendencies to get involved in matters really kind of depends on their interests. And a lot of them will choose people amongst, the physical world to kind of sponsor and mentor. They're often called mentor spirits. Some people call them totems. Some people look to them as gods, right? When Rusty mentions that it was like a really messed up looking dog that scared her, it occurs to you that you're aware of the dog. So dog, capital D, right, is a spirit, a mentor spirit of sorts, a patron spirit of all dogs, and those who don't serve dog, right? Because dog doesn't have servants. Dog has, people. Dog has their dog people. Like they're literally dog people. That's what they call themselves. But dog is also supposed to be kind of the epitome of everything that is like a dog in the real world has a lot of things going for it, right? They can be fluffy, they can be cute, they can be everything about dog is wrong. Like he has no redeemable, like every genetic defect, every behavior, he's flatulent, he's vomitous, he's incontinent, like it's all wrong. He eats furniture. There's nothing, he's dog, the essence of dog. You know that spirits have the capacity to scare people, like magically frighten them. That tends to have the same kind of effect that what you just saw.
Okay. Then I think she's gonna try to comfort you, Rusty. To be honest, it sounds like you saw something that's hard to see. And I'm really sorry. That must have been a lot.
So you all get together.
Gonna turn towards him. Hey, you a dog person?
You a what? I fucking hate dogs. All I do is hunger. They're literally just eating shit everywhere. They eat my food and they shit everywhere. Why? You seen one?
Just curious.
He looks around kind of wide-eyed. Ain't no dogs in the junkyard as far as I know. Not in a long time. We should go. we should get out of here. Carry faster, big guy.
Yeah, we'll spur movement on towards the gates.
Ow. You continue kind of hauling him as he bounces and drags. You get to the
said faster.
Son of a... You get to the front gates where you see the king standing at the gates with an entourage of sorts and kind of his... You see a lot of members of the audience, some of them freshly bandaged, some of them still bleeding, some of them, all of them in good spirits, cheering you on as you walk by. And as you approach the king, he steps up onto like a box, basically, and gestures. It's very rare that we get a pre-show that's so exciting. And I bench the main act. He points at a group of 3 what look like people in very fancy Raider-esque armor. They have like matching pole arms, chainsaws. They all look very sad. They'll have their day. But for being such good sports about it, your second prize. He gestures and you see 2 like storage unit garage doors. One opens. On the other side, you see a car. You see a 3220 ZX Turbo. It's a moderate sports car, right? It's like mid-range. It's not like super elite. It's about the same size as an AmeriCar, though it's a bit more expanded. Definitely faster. Yeah, a bit more expandable, seats about as many. So you can take the car. And he points at the closed door. Or you can take what's behind door number 2. And the crowd starts yelling at you. Car! Door! Car! Door!
Your sound might be being cut out a little bit on that, but
Yeah,
I assume
they're
lots
yelling
of car and door.
Yeah, they're yelling car and door.
I'll turn to Cowboy and the rest of the team and say, we should take what we can see.
You're most gracious, my
Great.
liege. I'm gonna whisper, okay, but the door. Could be anything behind the door.
Remember, you only get to choose one.
Like death. Death could be behind that door.
Yeah, but the
I'm
car could have a
alive.
bomb in it.
Well,
So you start hearing car, door, and death.
Oh, I wonder. This could be fun. We're a little. We could, if we wanted to, we could poll the audience.
Sure. Why don't we?
And
I know what we could do. Well, why don't we poll the audience while we run an ad?
yeah, no,
And then when we
works.
come back from the ad,
On Twitch. Yeah.
we can
Yeah.
get the results
Good
back.
idea.
Sure. Why not? Leave it to the crowd, to the masses. We defer.
Okay. I'm going to start this poll. Door 1 or door 2?
It's
Anybody in the
car.
audience?
It's car or door 2.
Well,
Yeah.
we know what's behind.
Is door 1 car?
Yeah,
Door
one-
2
door
is
one is car.
not car. Mystery zone door. The zone of mysteriousness. It could be anything.
It could be big pizza.
Oh my god!
That
What if
sounds
it's
so
2
good.
pizzas?
Oh my gosh, I'm enticed now.
All right.
Could be.
Right, me too.
Did you hit
I
the
don't know
button?
what for.
We hit the
I
ad
mean,
button.
ads are running right now,
Okay,
so
cool. All right.
or they will be shortly. So but we've got time between
Oh,
the
this will be good.
poll and between that. So
Should I vote? I don't know if I should vote. I'm not voting.
Oh, I
I'm leaving it
voted.
up to
I
fate.
voted.
I'm not leaving.
I totally voted.
Yes.
I'm leaving it up to fate.
I'm not
Trusting
voting.
time
Door
and
2.
space.
You voted 2. I see that you voted number 2.
Wait, who did? I
What?
did?
What?
Or
What are
Leslie
you talking
did?
about?
I didn't
No,
vote. I
that's-
don't have the chat open.
That's pizza. What are you talking about?
I mean, it could be pizza. It could
She's
be
voting
pizza.
for pizza.
Wow.
Ooh.
How could you see that?
Our-
I
our
mean,
votes are
What if
changing
we
too.
could-
theoretically, if it was me,
Pizza.
how could you see that? You know, theoretically, if
It
was
shows
me.
it shows up on the like who voted. So there was only one vote for door 1, and that was me originally.
Oh, sorry. Hold on, things blip for a second. We might get another blip. Give me just a second.
Oh, I can't see.
Oh.
That's freaking hilarious. For all I know, you voted for door 2 as well. I can't see that.
I love that the voting should be fun on this, right?
There we go.
Yeah.
Okay, I think we're fixed now. Sorry.
What's wrong?
Sorry for those
Yeah, we're
flashes.
fixed. We're good.
Random
Well-
flashes of things.
Random flashes. So what do you think's behind door number 2?
I think
Puppies.
absolutely nothing.
It could be. It could
Everybody
totally. It
gets a
could be
puppy.
absolutely nothing.
So I was wondering. That would be so cool if it was a puppy.
Yeah.
More
Rust would like a
ghouls.
puppy.
Would it though after the puppy?
I don't think it would do anything terribly violent or dangerous because the king is here,
Mhm.
and so he wouldn't put himself knowingly at risk
I feel
for.
this is like a dude with a sniper rifle, right? Like,
Mm.
It could be. I'm tempted to vote for door number 1 just to even the voting and force something. But then, as you know, as it's I want to let the people talk.
Mhm, mhm, mhm.
I don't want to tip the
I'm
scales.
refusing to look. I refuse to know what democracy is doing. I'm opposed.
You should always be wary of what democracy is up.
At least exercise your
boy.
right to vote.
Yes, vote.
No, I refuse this time. I'm voting third party. I choose death.
I thought you might.
You're gonna throw your vote away. Let's vote for pizza.
This is what we've been reduced
Oh,
to.
that's my write-in answer. My write-in answer
Okay.
is pizza. I'll put,
So the
I'll
poll
put on the
ended,
dramatic circle. There we go.
And the crowd and whomever else amongst whom might have voted is voted for door 2. So
Oh,
that
fuck.
is the choice.
Oh.
So here's what I want to know. How are you all going to? Who's going to yell it? Because what's the way that this has to work, right? We know it has to happen. Someone has to
Mhm.
yell for door number 2. Someone's gonna
I
have to call
think
it out.
Rusty would be stupid enough to be like, door 2, door 2.
I concur.
I think it's a great idea.
Yeah, that sounds great. I'd love to have
because
you
I'm
to
gonna
blame.
face
So.
palm.
Okay. Rusty, you scream, door number 2. And the crowd is a mixed response, right? Because you have all the people that were cheering for door number 2 that are very much on your side. And you're getting clapped on the back. You're getting high fives. You're getting fist pumps. The rest of the crowd all kind of look at each other like, oh, it's door number 2. The king smiles. A rare treat, to be sure. Let's see what's behind door number 2. And there's like a hush over the crowd as you hear the garage door clink, 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 open. And on the other side, the room is 90% empty. And in the center hangs a small dome light that is pointed down at a table, a small round table, on which rests a small device, tiny device. It's about the size of palm.
I feel like I prefer the 90% that was empty. That's concerning.
If you are the kind of people who I think you are, you're pretty happy with your choice. Let's hear for them. The champions! Crowd cheers for you again.
Thank you, King.
The door in
We'll
front of
walk over.
the door in front of the car shuts. You see a pocket secretary.
No. I pick it up.
It kind of comes to life when you pick it up. It lights up. It has one contact in it. Their name is Mr. Johnson.
Tuck it into my jacket and then turn back around.
Yeah, the king looks very, very pleased with the situation.
I'm sure.
Your time's up. I don't want to see him here again. You all are welcome back anytime.
We'll do a big dramatic curtsy.
Okay. Let's take our work and get walking.
Okay. Are we still on the
Yeah.
pole?
No, I think now that we're out, we can let him walk by himself. I think it's a little much to force him to be on the pole, but we'll keep his arms bound for sure.
Okay. He doesn't seem to mind. He seems to have resigned himself to his position. He's grumbling about this or that. Where are you carrying his package? Are you carrying it in your hand? Or did you stash it somewhere? The bundle, the blue plastic bag. Is it over your shoulder?
Yeah, it's probably over my shoulder.
Okay. It's a very small backpack. That's what I was asking.
I have a tiny
little kid's backpack. Yeah.
little kid's backpack on too. Perfect.
Oh,
What?
I want to see that drawing.
I'm just going to school.
All right. So you all pile back into the Americar, I'm guessing.
Yeah, we walk back to it.
Yeah.
I'm bitching the whole way there, like, the insurance on the other car would have been just way too much for me anyway. So this was a really good deal. I think we made the right choice, gang. For two.
For
Yeah,
those
where
who
are we
don't know,
sticking Hambone? Hammy?
I guess, is it too much to call shotgun?
Yes.
No, you are
It is, yeah.
no shotgun. I get shotgun.
Trunk.
Yes.
No.
Uh,
It'll
Yeah,
be
you're
in
right,
the
that's
back
fine.
with myself and Mercury.
Okay.
That's the safest
Hard
place.
to talk in the trunk.
all
Well,
right.
Yeah,
no
my
problem.
drones are there too. So
Just need a place with a matrix connection so I can get online and get this crap for you. No funny business from me, okay? I got no cards left to play. I got no place to go, I got no place to live. Out of a job.
To be honest, they seemed very glad to be rid of you, which is a little bit surprising.
We have a mixed history.
Hmm.
So after we get in the car,
Okay.
I'll ask. So the information she was after, you said she did something dumb.
Well,
What was dumb?
Wasn't she did something dumb, is that she was dumb. Look, what my job was pretty simple. Convince this dumb chick to bail for $50,000. Once we figured out that she was in debt, it was pretty easy. We scouted some marks, some employees at the company, working on the recovery project. Looked for a juicy target. She fell right in. I don't know what's on the packet necessarily. It's some sort of I had to verify it was a probability engine of some kind. But when she came with the data, I was happy to stiff her and let her go.
So what'd you do with the data then?
Well, as soon as she gave it to me, I stashed it.
That's what we need.
It's in the data store. I got access. That's why I need matrix access.
I get you. Either one of the decks
enough.
here in this bag got a output for a display?
Oh yeah. There's plenty of equipment in there. You got the multiple displays, audio, video, hitchers. If y'all want to come along, it's fine. It's all good.
You know how this goes, right?
Yeah, you're in charge. You all
No.
are in charge. My kings and queens.
We need the data. Once we get the data, unmolested, of course, you get to go free.
Free? Like free and clear?
I'm not interested in keeping you.
Oh man, if I had arms right now, I would so man hug you.
That's
Hopefully
quite
you'll
all
get the
right.
opportunity in a little bit then.
You're gonna need your arms probably to do a little deck work, yeah?
No, I'm the deck man. He kind of looks up at his head.
Rolls his eyes
He kind of
towards
rolls
the
his
data
eyes a little
chat.
bit. Yeah.
All right, so we need a secure
Just-
matrix connection.
Ain't no such thing, man. Just give me a place to get online.
I mean, just go to the bar. But we were
same
just
bar?
No, we can't go back there. You ain't taking
no,
me.
no.
Grim
The other
Reapers.
bar. We've been to several bars tonight. The
Oh.
first bar.
The
Is
bar that you live by?
I was going to say that part out loud.
Oh shit.
Ah, Rusty.
That's Wasteland.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can drive back to Wasteland. There is a matrix connection there.
The reason why I'm not the face.
The drive back to Wasteland is relatively
You're
uneventful.
perfect.
Does anybody ask Hampus any other questions on the way?
I
Yeah,
mean,
where'd you
yeah, a
get-
little bit.
Sure.
Oh.
Sorry, go ahead.
What
I
do you
was
wanna
gonna ask him where did he get his name from? Does he just really like hemp? I think we learned this information already.
know? Look, a lot of times you don't get to pick whatever name you end up with, and who you thought you were going to be isn't who you are. So, better or worse, I'm Hamfist.
Okay. Then I get bored and turn up the radio in my head so that other people can talk to him.
I feel like that radio barricade has to be there. Otherwise, we are hopelessly unable to do so. You're perfect. And I guess then basically, so what do you do now?
You know, I'm a decker.
Yeah.
Yeah. For hire. At work. Like you. Shadowrunner. Running the shadows. Breaking the
tomato,
law.
tomato. What is?
Getting
I don't know what you're
mine.
talking about.
Getting the bag. Getting the Nuyen.
I'm just trying to keep food on the table, you know?
What you got? Puppies or
I
something?
just feel bad for you. You were tossed aside so easily by our Royal Highness over there.
Yeah, well, relationships come and go. Sometimes
it's-
bridges burn. But now I got new friends.
Wow.
Not your friend.
Acquaintances.
I mean, you're gonna take this thing off my hands and let me go. You're friendly to me. All the carrying and stuff aside, I mean, that wasn't pleasant. But
We
you
had to
know-
put on a show.
It's good to have friends in this world. You pull up to Wasteland. Cowboy, you're riding shotgun. Why don't you give me a perception test, please?
No,
My
gladly.
poor apartment's going to be so ransacked or something at this point.
Beautiful.
Let's do.
You see, mysteriously enough, no police tape, no crime scene, no body, no indication that something happened down the street.
Well,
It is also almost morning. It's about 4 o'clock in the morning. Oh, 400, if you will. The night is getting long in the tooth as you all kind of head back up to the apartment. Are you going into the bar or the apartment? That was I'm sorry.
to the bar.
Yeah, the apartment doesn't have a connection, I don't
Okay.
think.
So you all walk into the bar. The place is nearly empty. The bartender is not present. You see basically the automated teller is taking orders and dispensing alcohol. There's a couple patrons. There's two patrons. One of them sleeping and like drooling on the table, and the other one is watching a trid. There are plenty of open booths. There's one at the bar. Oh, this place is hopping. He kind of
Oh, it's always like this.
Kind of bounces with his hands tied behind his back.
So one of my contacts is the bartender here.
Yeah, you would know that
Hopefully.
at this hour, he's probably in back, like in his living quarters, sleeping.
Yeah, good.
This is the witching hour, so he tends to let people come in and order drinks and stuff. The kitchen is closed, and most of the people that are in here are either up to no good or living off the or taking turns living off the street. He only allows one guest at a time, and the street folk kind of know that, so they have a bit of a rotation for night squatting in that booth right there. That's the booth they have to use.
Terminals this way.
Yeah, a couple of the tables have jacks for public access. All the ones with trids. So you find a dark corner.
She's got her favorite booth, of course, the darkest, spookiest corner. So.
Yeah, all the corners are dark and spooky.
And it's the Shadowrun corner.
Dark and spooky corner.
All right, you all pile in to a nice large booth.
So the hat is increased.
We get some soy cheese or crackers.
Kitchen's closed.
All right, green deck, yellow cable. Get that display out and plug me in.
Anybody else want to ride?
Want to is a hard word. I'll do it because we probably should.
Well, I like to practice safe decking. So why don't you go ahead and grab the white one? And that way you can hitch along. Have your own.
Just gonna take a moment to
your own feelings.
Like inspect the hardware.
Okay. They both seem like
Make
adequate.
sure it looks like what it's supposed to be.
The one that he's jacking into looks like it's built on a Cyber 6 foundation. The other one is a Cyber 4, but it is not a stock Cyber 4. It is not the same kind of production level employee streamlined stripped down version. They both seem like adequate decks. They're both on. You can see running programs. You can see they both have display links that are able to be flipped out. You see the hitcher jacks. You see all the other. He can tortoise with it if he needs to. Like there's a mouse and a tablet and a few other accessories. But basically what he's saying is rather than just hitch along with his deck and be an observer, you can use the icon in his other deck and also have access to programs, which is something you wouldn't have access to.
Yeah, totally. Just want to make sure the cable is like, a regular cable.
Yeah,
there's no weird stuff here. Yeah, okay. Then sure, why not?
I mean, it wouldn't be your first Matrix adventure tonight anyway, so.
I suppose. Still reeling from the last one, though.
All right.
It's been an interesting night, Ham.
Oh, that's what it sounds like. But hey, y'all made a hell of an impression. King's a good friend to have for as long as he's your friend. Who's slotting me in? You? He kind of hints with his chin at the data cable that's sitting on the table.
Plug in.
Would be gentle.
That will not be.
You shove it into his brain.
Side of the head.
He makes kind of a wide-eyed, like open mouth face, and then
don't be weird.
And then goes limp with a smile on his face. You see the deck fire up. You see it establish a matrix connection. The other one is already booted up. Are you going in?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So are you going in cold or hot? Basically, you can go in cold sim, which is like it's not augmented reality because we're not at that year yet. But this is essentially like you're willing to operate a bit slower so as not to expose too much of your brain using.
I think that's the one. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
We had that other adventure previously. Let's be a little bit more cautious this time.
The hitcher jack kind of pulls you along, and you see him enter the local wasteland system. You've been inside the Matrix here before. It's just a clone of the bar, but it's, low poly. He doesn't have to, but he grabs your icon by the hand, and you realize the icon that you're wearing is like a French nurse.
Right.
His icon is, you're pretty sure, some sort of modified barbarian, like a giant hulking green, like loincloth wearing barbarian. He says, "You come with Ham Fist." You can smell ham as he drags you through the matrix. You all depart the Wasteland Network. You all see this happening on the display. And he kind of bounces out of the Wasteland
She's just gonna shake her head.
into the Seattle network, and like you can see.
Do I speak French? She doesn't speak
You
French.
can see the
okay.
Emerald City. And then he starts kind of bouncing around local subnetworks. You see him route through a few local businesses. You see him hit a communications hub. He rounds a corporate sector and flashes a pass. And then gets in a bit faster of a network. And then he shoots down a data line. Basically going downtown. You can tell he's going downtown.
Yeah.
When he makes it downtown, the network is, I mean, it's alive, right? This is one of the most dense networks in the region. You can see the mega corporations' presence in the matrix are like the heartbeat of this place.
Wow.
It just thrums with activity. And he walks to an ATM, basically. Like a you store it. And he pats himself down, like reaches into his loincloth and pulls out like a little tiny key. You're not really sure where it comes from. And he goes to a row of lockers and opens one up.
She's even going to mention that. I don't want to know where you kept that.
You realize you're speaking French. Like your icon is speaking French. It seems to be actively translating you.
Ah.
He goes into a locker and pulls out a small sack, like a little burlap sack about the size of like a flask. Big smile on his face. Kind of bounds back over to you. Hamfist have prizes!
Just extend her hand to take it.
Not here we go. He grabs you by the hand again and bounces back into the network. You find yourself going on a long kind of fancy trip. There's lots of rainbows and stars involved before you finally land back at the deck. You see a couple of the lights on his deck change color. It indicates like some sort of data transfer is happening. Then he pops back awake. Oh, been so long since I held hands with anyone. So you want to
I was
see,
very tempted to shoot you. Good thing you're charming.
you want to see what we got?
Tap. Yes, I want to see what we got.
He flips around the display link.
French.
Well, you don't have to anymore because once you're
I know.
once you're back in the network.
I wish I'd put French on the character sheet.
Nice. I got no way to know what the hell this thing is, so it's your move. This is it, though.
So why are you after this in particular, then?
I'm not. I was hired to.
It's probably too much to ask who hired you and why you still have it.
We're not there yet. Well, I got a little, like I said, I had a bit of a falling out with the king. I owed him a bit of money, and this job was supposed to pay for it, and things weren't really going the way that I wanted them to. And maybe I tried to negotiate a little too hard, and maybe things kind of came down around my head. But here we are.
Here we are. I'm just going to take a look at it.
Okay. You still have your utility that you were provided by the Johnson as well. So go ahead and roll. This will be a software test. So roll software plus the rating of the program, which is 4.
And then I got to add 4 to this. So hang on. So 4d6.
Okay. 2.
Oh wow! So plus nothing, just the 2.
So 2 things happen, and I want you to make me a since you're cold simmed, I need you to make me an intuition. It would be intuition scan. So intuition plus 3 dice.
Okay, so I'll do intuition, then I'll roll 3. I should use the other roll.
Okay.
Oh wow, it's a 4.
All right. You realize 2 things. You run the utility, and you see like the result history, right, of the analysis program you're running, basically the verification program, right?
Mhm.
You run the verification utility against this new package. Two things happen. One, it returns negative. Two, when you look at the history of the utility, you don't see that it's been run before. Like the entry that you had from running it earlier is not present.
Oh, that's weird.
What was that supposed to happen?
I don't think so. I mean, well, maybe, but not in the good way.
What do you mean?
I'm not really sure yet.
We're good, right? You can let me go?
Probably. But you sure this is it?
I mean, that's what she gave me. What is it? What is it?
Do you have any info on what it is? If I've tried to take a look at it?
You can decrypt this new one as well. It's decrypted, but yeah, you can run it.
Yeah, let's do it.
This is just logic software, so it's just a software test for you.
Woo.
You unpack it pretty quickly. It doesn't seem nearly as complex as the last one that you were playing with. When you unravel this thing, you see an employee directory. You see basically a database of an employee directory for local stuffer shacks in the northwest area of downtown.
Does that look like it would have a lot of value?
No. As pay data? No. This looks like
Yeah.
a joke.
100%. Are you being serious right now?
Am I being what? What do you mean?
This can't be it.
What is it? What is it? Let me see it.
She'll share it.
What? Stuffer shack. This is what you came for?
No.
Well, this is the damn file she sent me. Look, you can check the transaction logs. Her deck is right here. He pulls up his access logs. Like he just
She will
whips them
fully
out.
do that, yeah.
And he starts pointing out the entries and he says, this is where she connected to my deck. This is the time of day. This is how long the transfer took. This is the packet that was sent. This is the verification number she sent me. Everything was above board as far as I had it. I sent her the shitty cred stick. She only got 500 million. As far as I knew, I was free and clear. So you're telling me she sent me this. She sent me this. She sent me
Yeah,
stuffer shack.
she fragged you over too.
Son of a... Oh, man. Well, I guess it's good I didn't hand this friggin' thing in, did I? Yeah, so go me. Man for ham.
Mhm.
Oh, I'm so fragged. So where is
They
it
all
then?
might be.
Where's what?
If that's ain't it, then where's the packet that she had?
So, like, I'm fairly certain that am I fairly certain then that the packet probably still exists on whatever the frick was in her deck that's sitting there.
It's entirely possible. It doesn't seem to escape reason. It could be there. Do you have? Give me a logic roll. Do you have any software or anything? Software specifically, or hacking?
I am limited by the amount of skill points that I'm allowed.
No, I know. I was asking. Also, Hollow Mercury, if you have a hacking skill, you may feel free
Yeah,
to
it's
roll it.
gonna
as
do
well.
the same thing.
The best I have is computers.
Okay, you can roll computers as well. It's
Just
more it's
software
theoretical.
plus logic.
No, it's hacking. The role is hacking.
Oh,
The
hacking.
skill is
Okay,
hacking.
okay. Hacking, I got less, but I got 3 successes on.
I have 1 success.
So the two of you begin working. Hollow Mercury, you realize pretty immediately when you inspect the utility. It was spoofed. The program that you ran it against spoofed the negative. So whether or not the program that you ran it against is the package you're looking for or would be a positive, you wouldn't have known. What occurs to you, Saint, is that Lucy was scared. and she also seemed to care about something that was revolving around that data packet. It also occurs to you that it's unlikely that there would be 2 payloads on her desk. So if there was to be a payload and something tried to kill Hollow Mercury when decryption was attempted last time,
Mm-hmm.
You might just need to take a better look at it with real hardware,
Well,
with real tools.
Well, and likely with I don't want to say real Decker, but that's what I mean.
I mean, yeah. You can say it. She's not.
Well, Saint treats everyone professionally until they don't. So, I guess then I will turn back to Hamfist and say, if we don't have the data we need, you're our last stop.
What do you? Okay, what does that mean?
Do we want to show him the other thing?
I sort of just slightly raise a hand, perhaps. You have no home.
No, like I said, I'll do what I need to. I'm trying.
I understand that. I reach into my coat and I will put 1,000 nuyen on the table. This is yours. After you decrypt successfully something that we need you to look at.
Can brother get a snack too?
I'm going to take out like a Fisto ration bar and set it on the table.
Yeah, Fisto. Man of taste. Hey, tell you what. I'll decrypt whatever you need. Put the Fisto in my mouth, jack me back in. I'll take a look at whatever.
And look around
All
at the
right.
rest of the team. Yeah.
There's one sleeping person, the other person still watching Trid. You see them flipping channels.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Okay, it's not my brain on the line this time.
Right along, Mercury. Just make sure we have everything we need.
Mm-hmm.
I put the bar in his mouth.
He slumps again, kind of half drooling, still barking out of his mouth.
I hope I look cooler than that when I'm in.
You both slump. You try to be. You try to do it fashionably. So are you? So you basically have to jack into. So there's like a 3 deck chain now. As you plug Lucy's deck in. As soon as you do, the network is filled with static. Get this thing offline. Get us off the matrix. Get us off the matrix. Hey, meat bodies. Pull the plug.
Were we connected to the matrix at that point? I would have tried to unplug us before then.
Yeah,
we gotta isolate this thing. Yeah,
because you all were out and about getting meat from the meat locker.
We are disconnecting.
As soon as you do, it calms down quite a bit. It was nasty. What the hell? You look into the IO port that is Lucy's deck. And it looks like nightmare fuel. Like you look down a tunnel and you see like kind of a black, like shiny, oily coating all over the inside of the IO tunnel. And you see little tendrils like reaching and kind of grasping at nothing. Really?
That's why you're getting paid.
Oh, man. You see him reach into under his loincloth and pulls out and steps into what looks like a giant hazmat suit. You can hear his deck running subroutines to try to create some semblance of protection for his icon.
She's making a list in her mind of things to buy.
Oh man, this is so gross. All right. I love you, Mom. He dives into the tunnel. Are you going to be assisting at all? There are programs running on the deck.
100%. Happy to assist.
It has a full-blown decrypt, so you can roll your logic plus hacking and add 3 dice for the decryption program.
Sounds good. Did I click hardware? Oh, I think I did. Zoop. Doo-doo. So 2 plus 1, 3.
You're watching the cable that's basically attaching him to his deck go down this tunnel. And it goes for a while and it seems to stop and get taut. And it's very like you're kind of watching it go into the maw, right, of madness. And you're watching the cable kind of get bounced around the walls and you're seeing the tendrils grab onto it. When there's a moment where you see it get taut and you hear kind of a garbled signal come from either side. And so you start launching your decryption programs at the forefront and start trying to basically free the cable from these tendrils. You manifest a dustbuster because it's what's attached to your icon.
Yeah,
and you start cleaning the tunnel. And then you find the power washer.
Oh.
And when it starts up, you all see the other deck kind of spin up. As you begin power washing the inside of this tunnel, you can see like the tentacles start to roll back and roll. You sense, like in your matrix space, you sense a presence enter your system, the subsystem that is the deck that you are hitching. And you see a shadow appear next to the cable. It's wearing like an executioner's hood. And it leers at you.
Oh, it's been a while.
Greetings, user. You have an unauthorized guest. Who is
Please
this
authorize this guest.
You do not have permission to authorize guests.
Of course I have permission to authorize guests.
I need you to make me a hacking
Bullshit
roll.
permission to authorize guests.
I need you to make me a hacking roll.
Yeah. Gosh, gotta get better at this hacking stuff here. 3? That is not a big pool to get 3 on.
It's not. It pauses. And it seems to re-zero in on you. Oh, I see you. You've been here before. But your guest has not. You see like the tunnel continues to recede and you can see kind of the cable that's holding him light up as you see a data transfer begin. The executioner looks down the tunnel and you see it produce a scythe.
That's probably bad.
You have choices. You can choose to let it operate as it can, or you can choose to somehow either attack the icon. Crashing the system would be a bad idea because you're in it.
I mean, it operating as it is probably not going to be great for this dude's survival, and he is vaguely useful. So I guess we're attacking it, or at least trying to interrupt it.
Okay. You put the power washer away. And when you boot up your attack program, you see a selection of items appear before you.
Oh,
almost like a cabinet,
this
if you will.
Do you have a little crop whip?
You see a revolver. You see a knife. You also see a rope.
Huh.
You see a candlestick. You see a wrench. You see a lead pipe.
Well, a lead pipe would block a scythe.
You pick up the lead pipe.
She's looking to more stop it than destroy it.
So
Not sure she can destroy
so
it.
you need to make me a cyber combat roll. So this
Great.
is logic, cyber combat, plus the attack rating of the program, which is 4.
Cool. So logic, cyber combat. I'm gonna try to use the other roller here. The pool is 9.
This ought to be a fun trid experience for us.
2 successes.
Yeah, I'm curious what they were saying. I got 2 and so
They're watching
ones.
it happen as they're
Oh
watching
my
a French
gosh.
maid put away a power washer, go over to a cabinet, open it up like a vanity, pause for a second, and grab a lead pipe. and then walk over to basically an executioner wielding a black scythe and starts stomping on a tunnel, and you walk up and bonk this thing on the back of the head.
Just
with
trying to
that-
mostly block the scythe, but yeah.
Well, you have to stop it somehow.
Yeah.
You chase it. You're chasing it down the tunnel. You are trying to hold it off, and it turns to you, and it says, "User, please cease your activities. This will result in loss of clearance." And starts to proceed again down the tunnel. Those of you on the meat side of this are watching something familiar happen. You see Ham Fist start to sweat, and you see his face start to kind of contort and wince as you see like the skin around his data jack start to pinch.
Bad times. Bad times indeed.
Roll.
There's a reason he went first.
You have another initiative pass, so your next action.
Yeah, gonna go for it again.
All right.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Don't forget your edge, buddy.
Yeah, I probably should use that. Well, we'll see.
So you,
Probably.
the second time is going to actively defend, so as not to be set upon.
Also, can you remind me exactly what spending edge does on a roll? Is it re-rolling failed?
Rerolls failed dice, yes.
Okay. I
Now-
think let's spend edge on that because
go ahead.
we've got a pretty solid pool for it. So that would be another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, just to see if we can get a little bit of an extra one up on it before it hits me back. Ooh, I got 3 more. So it's a total of 6.
Okay. So you net 3. You definitely get his attention with the second shot as it wheels on you. And as you're contemplating getting strapped into that chair again, you hear like a hooting holler as you see like a smoking, wounded, like no hazmat suit wearing icon come bounding down the tunnel with a giant axe in its hand. And it says, "Hello!" And just kind of barrels into both of you.
I think your microphone ate what it
sorry.
what it said.
Yeah, the noise gate. Good noise gating. He just bellows.
I think it might be a compressor or something, but he just yells. Okay.
Yeah, he bellows. And then collides with all 3 of you. You see the data transfer end. He says, "Wish we could stay, but we gotta go." He's gonna try to roll willpower and body to forcibly eject you all from the system. Luckily for him, he's an orc.
Yeah.
You hear a scream that starts in the system and ends in the bar. As you see him put his shoulder to his ear and wrench his head hard and yank the data jack like out of his brain. It doesn't look pleasant at all. You get dumped into the system as well, Hollow Mercury. I need you to roll willpower and body for me, please.
Mm-hmm. Willpower and body.
Perfect.
I got nothing.
Take 6 stun. 6 boxes
Okay.
of stun damage. As you get a pounding headache from the feedback that shoots through your data
I
jack.
think that should normally knock me out, except that I have will to live, which I think gives me 3 more, including on stun, doesn't it?
I believe so. You might have more than 6 boxes.
So I'm
of stun.
inexplicably conscious.
It
I'm
hurts
at like
a
a
lot.
minus 5.
The second headache this thing has given you. But at least this time it didn't try to kill you.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Ow.
What a rumble. We
Yeah, I
get
hate
it?
that thing.
We get it? Is it? Oh, that thing's cooking. He points at, well, he doesn't point. He kind of nods at his
Yeah.
deck.
Did-
There it is.
Did we get it?
It's all there. If that's the thing. That's the only thing that was in there. The only thing that was left. It ate everything else that was in there.
It's probably the thing. It has to be.
Let's verify.
Let's try again to verify.
Okay. You can do it cold, so just make your software roll, please.
Yeah, let's try that. Although, am I at like a -5 to everything right now?
Yes, but for the sake of this roll, I think it should be okay.
Okay. I mean, I'm happy to be at a -5 for this roll if you want.
Considering you're not on a timer, it's not really a big deal.
Okay. So then what's my pool on this?
Well, actually, it would be logic plus software plus decrypt, so 4.
Software plus decrypt. Software is 4. Logic is 4. So then we're looking at 12.
I think you're -5. I think you're like -3 or -2 anyway.
Ooh,
Either way, that's still plenty. So you manage to decrypt it, and the utility runs. It doesn't read positive. What happens is when you finish decrypting the program, it kind of sits inside the network as kind of a perfect sphere. And when you run the utility against it, the utility is interrupted as it is consumed by the program. You watch as the code gets assimilated very, very quickly as the code base of the program expands. And it kind of seems to spin a bit. It seems to perform tests. It starts building tests and running tests, given its new capabilities. You can see it expanding and adapting as a result of this new information.
That's probably bad.
So that's
That doesn't look like payroll data.
Maybe you should. Maybe I should ask who the hell hired you guys, because that's some Nova hot dreck right there. That's some.
Mm-hmm.
Might be within your best interest professionally to forget what you saw.
I'm looking to take my money and run as soon as my hands are free, buddy.
I think that's a good plan.
I'll take out my cougar fine blade and cut him free.
Oh God, don't kill me. He looks at the money and looks at you, and looks at the money and looks at you.
Just take it.
He takes it and then dives under the table. Like just
what?
Just like under the table to get away because he's kind of in the middle.
Oh.
You know what? Keep the shit. I gotta go. And he just runs out the door. Like the door jingles. It's still open as you hear him pattering down the street. Call me, as he says as he runs out the door.
How and who? I have many questions. Why was I a French maid?
So with the group in the Wasteland bar sitting around realizing the extent of exhaustion that is setting in over the course of this day, the package potentially in your hands, it will be up to you to decide what to do with it. Will we see a handoff next session? Will we continue to unravel the onion? Who knows? I'm looking forward to finding out next time. But for now, we're going to call the session, and I would like to award my players some karma for reaching an extremely important milestone and point in this run. So please take 5 karma. All of you. I think you all did amazing. And there is still one more set of rewards to come for this leg of the run. I won't say that what you do next will impact it. I will say that you have to do something. So if you wouldn't mind seeing us out from the top, if we could start with Saint, tell us whatever you want to tell us about yourself and what we can expect in the future.
Yeah. So I appreciate you listening and watching. It's been an amazing experience. So thank you to our storyteller, Michael, for taking us through the Caryards. So for all of you sort of old school Shadowrun players, like many of us are, and many of the viewers probably are, that was probably a very nice treat for some of you. What I do as the creative director and catalyst of the Old Ways is help put on shows. So whether it be on the podcast space or whether it be here on Twitch, as we're continuing to evolve our offerings, I am the one of the engines behind that. I look forward to seeing some of you Thursday for our stream for the Johnstown Compendium author stream that will happen at 7 p.m. Central Daylight Time. Hope a ton of you will join us for the first author stream for Johnstown Compendium folks here. We look to continue to diversify our offerings as well. So thanks a bunch.
All right. Thank you so much for seeing that. Mike, always a pleasure. Pesto.
Hi, I've been Pesto and I've been playing Rusty. This was fun. Thank you for the wonderful fright and the fun action adventure that we've had tonight. I really appreciate it. And thank you so much to all the viewers and all the listeners. I appreciate you coming here and giving all the support and love to this amazing group of people. I absolutely have been enjoying myself, and I'm excited to see what we do next and what we decide to do next.
I'm genuinely curious. To our gunslinger next.
This is Morgan, and I have played Cowboy tonight. I really enjoyed shooting things and blowing things up, and I liked getting bit in the leg. I really didn't like getting bit in the leg, but that's fine. Shout out to my pal Rusty for giving me the heals. And you can find me on the Old Ways podcast Discord most times. I play a variety of characters on the podcast, so hop on over and take a look at that. Lots of episodes to listen to, and if you want, you can jump in the television and movies portion of the Discord and tell me what TV shows and movies you are watching. I love talking about TV shows and movies, so
Can confirm. She do.
I do.
And if you wouldn't mind closing us out, Bunny.
Sure. I have been Bunny Hearted and or Millie. She, they, Gemini, gay villain disaster. I have been playing Hollow Mercury. This has been a blast. I'm gonna explode and die and catch fire and light things on fire and possibly unleash this thing onto the internet to see how many corporations it can take out. We'll find out next time.
We will find something out next time. So to all of you, have a great day, night, whenever you're listening. And we will see you in a couple of weeks. Stay safe out there.
Bonsoir à tous.